Trading involves risk of loss, market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions apply. $50 every 7 days via click-to-claim issued in non-withdrawable. Predictions, dollars that expire in 1 year. Ends June 28th terms. dkng.co/predictions promo.
I'm Chris Wayne with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, brought to you by Battalion Airsoft Arena. The Gators held their Friday Night Lights camp last Friday, and according to reports, several attendees, including four-star cornerback Dominic Williams Jr., earned offers on the spot. Jumbo Shrimp split their series with the Durham Bulls 2-1 over the weekend. They welcome in the Memphis Redbirds tomorrow for a 6-game homestand. It's 91 degrees at 2 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Now, Lauren Brooks, Taylor Dahl, and Tom McManus. This is
Helmets and Heels.
Helmets and Heels on 1010XL.
Hope all the dads out there and grandfathers had an excellent Father's Day yesterday. Tom, did you get treated right yesterday?
I did. My girls got me an awesome gift. A industrial fan for my garage workout.
Nice for your workout.
Yes, it was unbelievable.
I thought you liked it hot.
What's that? I do, but you need a little air in there.
Some
it gets
circulation.
Really hot.
Yeah.
And sometimes, I open the back door in the garage. Sometimes you get a breeze. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you don't get anything, and you're just like trying to find some air. So it'll be nice to have that in there. Plus, my wife will be working out in there more and more.
It's a great gift.
Yeah, it was great gift. Really cool. And man, we sat at the beach for 2 days. It was fantastic. Yeah. I absolutely loved it. We played some Pro Kadima. We played yesterday.
What?
Pro Kadima, the paddle ball. Like, what do you call it? Pro Kadima. With the ball and the two paddles.
I never knew that was called something else. Paddleball.
Paddleball?
Paddleball, yeah, okay, whatever. Well, I guess Pro Kadima makes the whole.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Makes it.
I was waiting for bocce, and then I got Pro Kadima. I was like, what are we doing?
So I went to the store, and I saw this wiffle bat with a wiffle ball. I'm like, that could be kind of fun. So next thing you know, we got a little competition at the beach. Who can hit the ball?
I love competition.
It was so much fun. We had a blast. It was really good. Good times. Yep.
It made me think real fast, which I don't think I shared this when I came back from vacation. But when I was on vacation up in North Myrtle Beach, there was a group of guys there from Clemson. They all played, or I guess wanted to play Clemson baseball. They all had Clemson baseball shirts on. You could tell they were baseball players. So I don't know if they were like getting recruited there, if they were already there. I don't know the story. But they were playing this really fun game on the beach. I was watching them for a while because, younger college kids too, you had drinking into every game you play anyway. So it was part of that. Mm-hmm. But what they had, they had it looked like a baseball, so they had first, second, third, home, but in the middle where the pitcher's mound would be, they had their cooler there full of beers. And so the whole concept was, number one, you had to have a beer in your hand the whole time when you're fielding. So you could only catch, and it was with a wiffle ball and bat, but you could only use one hand to catch any with the balls because you always had to have your beer. So what they would do is they would once they hit the ball, if they made contact and they would run to the cooler, have to chug a beer. And so as they're chugging the beer, the other guys are getting the ball back to the cooler. So once they would throw the ball at the cooler, that guy had to stop drinking. So the team that drank the most beer during this, because you just run and drink. And so if you hit it farther, obviously it takes the fielders longer to get out there and get it back to the pitcher's mound. So you don't technically, and then you get out if they do catch it in the air, but you don't get out other than that. That's the way you get 1, 2, 3 outs. But it was kind of, they were drinking a lot of beer because some of them would go up and they'd launch it and they're running and then it hit the water, and so they're going into the ocean trying to get the ball, and these guys are just pounding beers the whole time. I was like, that looks fun, but I don't know how many beers I could chug and then run the way they were running.
Yeah. So it's how many beers you drink.
Yeah,
to finish.
That's runs. Every time you finish a beer, it was a run.
Right.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Those college kids.
I know.
Nuts. Like you said, they'll throw drinking games into anything.
I'm just thinking it's daytime, and I'm sure they were taking naps.
We played quarters.
Oh, I'm sure. Oh, yeah.
Quarters.
We played quarters, too.
Yeah, and every time it'd be there, but one person that was just really good at it, and they would target you. Next thing you know, you're like, all right, I surrender.
I surrender.
Hit it to somebody else, please, But, They've come a long way in those drinking games.
Oh, yeah.
That they have. And it's just fun to go to the beach and watch what people choose to do. Right?
Yeah.
So
Like,
much
I love
fun.
to watch when people take the soccer ball out there, obviously with the World Cup going on right now, too, to see, like, who is really talented at juggling, you know, just passing in general. Like, you can just kind of tell. And then volleyball, like, I love all that stuff.
Frisbees.
Yeah.
Yeah. For our Father's Day, I told Joe we were going up to Fernandina. My dad wanted paella. And it was one of the best meals I've ever had.
Wow.
Amazing.
Nice.
Love that.
So delicious. Yeah. So happy Father's Day, like I said, to all those dads out
Happy
there.
Father's Day.
Yeah.
And the U.S.
great
Open
day.
certainly delivered for
Wow.
us on Father's Day. Everybody
sure.
thought that Wyndham Clark was going to run away with it. It was going to be boring. It was anything
Yeah.
but boring as he ended up winning. But I'm somebody, when I watch sports, I don't like to see a team choke. Like, I don't enjoy that
right.
unless it's
I
obviously
agree.
like my team beating.
Yeah.
Right.
But in general, like years ago when we saw Jordan Spieth just absolutely collapse, it was like the Masters.
Right.
Like that, it makes me feel like uncomfortable watching. And so yesterday, watching Wyndham Clark, I was so afraid that we were going to be coming in here today and being like,
Yeah.
he choked it away. He had a 6-shot lead.
Yeah, which shows his tremendous grit.
Yeah,
I
to
mean,
hold
because
up
I
to
was
it.
like, I just started watching, like, I think after the first 9 was over, and you're like, dang, I hope he's not. He looks like he might be crumbling. And then he just got it together.
Maybe
I think
the
all
crowd
those
helped him.
putts that he had to make to save par, they weren't short putts
No, he's
either.
making some long ones.
Whew,
The one
man,
on 16 when he
unbelievable.
was in the fescue and was able
Yes,
to drain that.
yeah.
That's when I thought to myself,
Yes.
he's actually going to win his second
Yeah.
U.S. Open, and we're going to be able to say like how much fun it was to watch Scotty try and Sam Burns try, but Wyndham Clark held on to it.
Yeah, if it's not a golfer, like there's a few that I really like. If it's not that, I don't mind. Why I'm like, oh, this is kind of fun. Like I was talking to my grandpa in the morning. I called to say Happy Father's Day to him, and we were talking about golf. And he's like, man, Clark Wyndham's just running away with it. I was like, I know. I want this to close up a little bit. Like I don't want to sit here and watch a 6-7 stroke lead all day long. And then my grandpa's like, yeah, I don't know. He's gonna have to completely collapse, and Burns is gonna have a great day. And then next thing you know, like 3 holes into Wyndham's, I was like, oh, this is closing up a little bit. This is fun. So if you want competition, that's what you want to see. And Burns was hitting some putts too, where I was like, whew, that was good early on. He had a little bit later. I want to say, I can't remember which hole it was. One of his 13, 14, 15, something in there. He had he ended up losing one of the shots in that, and I was like, I feel like this is Wyndham's, because he just wasn't losing anything. It felt like.
Yeah, no. When he got down to 4 and then he went up to 5.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, he's
Yeah, when
got
it was
He's
just
got
a
it.
stroke lead, when he was 4 under and Burns was 3 under.
right.
Yeah.
That was a nail biter
It
for a while.
really was. And
Yeah.
obviously the crowd was cheering for Scotty Scheffler. It was his 30th birthday.
Yeah.
They love Scotty in general.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
And Wyndham Clark had the incident at Oakmont that people didn't like.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
when he
I don't know if I know the
so
incident.
last summer
Okay.
he was upset. He missed the cut by 1 stroke, and he went in. This was at the U.S. Open,
Okay.
and he went into the clubhouse, the locker room area, and he destroyed it. But then immediately
Really?
had to
Yeah.
apologize, had to pay not just to clean it up, but also a big donation. Made the public apology, has apologized since.
Okay.
And I guess the way I look at it is if you were to take like the worst things that we've all done and expose them to the world,
Yeah.
like we would all have to apologize for that stuff too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And he's done that. And so I don't really think that people should hold that against him. And then what's also interesting is these are New Yorkers, so it's fair game, right?
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
Philadelphia, New York. Even
Oh,
though
yeah.
it's the Hamptons,
No,
it's still it's New Yorkers.
Yeah.
It doesn't surprise me.
Well, and it's also it's golf. There, not many golfers have. You don't have a lot of reasons, so if you can find reasons to cheer against a golfer, I think people cling on to those. And like Liv was a big thing for a long time, and still kind of is to this point in time. And then there's just certain ones where DeChambeau and some of his stuff, people were like, "Oh, I'm going to hate DeChambeau or I'm going to hate Koepka,"
Right.
like even
the
Liv.
slow play, those are the guys.
Yeah,
that
they get a hard time.
sure.
So you don't get a lot of storylines in that sense to make you root against somebody in golf. So I think people, when you get one, you cling on to it. Because I remember they were like, oh, they were historical lockers that he damaged when he like had his fit after throwing. So people held on to that, which
Right.
it's always golf etiquette too, and that was a part of this thing,
He
and that
threw
was
a
a part of
tantrum.
that. Yeah.
But I would
threw a
say if you
tantrum.
believe in golf etiquette, then you can't be screaming at him
Yeah.
not to choke, right? Like
Yeah.
if you hold that to the highest
Well,
standard.
what about the guys that were throwing clubs during the Open? I mean, there were a couple guys doing that. You have bad shots, slamming it
Yeah.
on the ground. They don't yell at them. I mean, I
People
don't agree
pick
with
and
them.
choose when they want their
Yeah, yeah, and I agree with you. They just kind of cling on. And then you're playing with Scotty, so it's like, the yin and the yang, the good and the the bad, you know what I mean? But everyone thought Scotty was going to, make a charge and make a run. But you got to give the Wyndham
He didn't
Clark.
cut that well.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
He didn't. He was short.
Which is
left
an
it
issue,
short a
yeah.
lot.
A lot,
He
yeah.
did.
We were at our house by the time that the end of the round was going on. And when Wyndham Clark hit the putt on 16, obviously I was rooting for him because I picked him.
Yeah.
Third, by the way, my last golfer that I picked.
Yeah, good job.
And we were like high-fiving, and I was like, this is so much fun because we had an extra bet on it. So thank you in advance for happy hour.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, happy hour on me. No doubt. And then his dad showing up, that's pretty cool.
Oh, my gosh, surprising him.
Come on, surprising him. Flew in that morning. You know, that was a good thing for Father's Day. And then Miles with his
Miles'
dad.
That was cool, too.
That was cool,
he had
too.
asked in advance from the USGA if he could have his dad come out and caddy that final hole. And Miles Russell played really well, too.
He did, yeah.
Like, it was cool to see. He ended up shooting a 72, 71, 74, and 70, Miles Russell did. So if it wasn't for Saturday, it would have been obviously even better. And then in comparison, Wyndham Clark shot a 64, a 69, a 70, and a 73.
Okay.
So when it comes to the total monies earned, Taylor earned $358,976. You'll take that, right?
Yeah, I'll take it.
Tom earned $173,694.
I'll take that.
And I earned $5.186 million.
Oh, you're out of here.
Yeah. That's why I don't like doing it by the money,
show.
though. I think we need to do it by scores. And it might have not changed this one, but I feel like if you win, then you win like you're going to win.
You said that last time,
Yeah,
too.
but I don't know why we picked 3 golfers. If you're going to pick a winner, you're going to win. If you're getting multi-millions.
Yeah.
Well,
if you pick the winner, you win, I guess.
Each of you
so we
had a
just
guy
pick our
cut,
winner.
so we'd have to go back and look
Pick
at
a
that
winner
point
is what
who
you're
had the
saying.
better score.
Pick one winner.
Pick a winner
And
or
that's
pick
it.
3 and go by a total score is what I feel like makes more sense. But
Okay.
I didn't lose this time, so it's fine. I know.
Yeah, so you should feel good.
We can
You
debate.
guys are riding high.
Yeah, and then Friday afternoon we were at Mr. Chubby's. We missed you for the second half, Tom.
Yeah.
But the
Oh, it was so
excitement
much fun.
from the United States
cool.
winning obviously didn't get another goal in the second half, so it was a little nerve-wracking to be honest. And then it got a little chippy too. But in the end, United States now 2-0 in the World Cup. Only 3 teams have already qualified for the round of 32. And so when you're in the company of Mexico and Germany, that's unbelievable.
Absolutely.
Sorry, by the way, to Haiti, Turkey, and Indonesia, I think is, or no, it's Tunisia.
Okay.
Those are the 3 teams that have already been eliminated.
Wow.
Yeah,
And then there's
so-
fun, like Cape Verde, drawing again. Like there's some fun
We
storylines
had
that are
that on.
happening with this.
I'll tell you, it's not negative, but they flop a lot.
So
They flop a ton. I mean, they act like they're dying. And then, like, 2
The rest
seconds
of the
later, they're
teammates are
up
just-
jumping around. Now, some legit, no doubt. There's a couple of them that
One of
got
the guys got
whacked.
cleated. I guess that's what you called it yesterday. His whole sock ripped, and you could see it on the back. And I was like, that would hurt.
Yes.
But there are some times where I'm like,
Sometimes
oh,
you're
God,
like,
this bothers me.
When they roll around and they get up right away, or they're rolling around waiting to see if the ref is going to call something.
Yeah, to get those minutes.
But they don't all flop. I will say that.
I didn't say they all flop, but there's a lot of flopping. There's a lot of
And I will say, like, it's painful, like you said, with cleats involved and things like that. And so
there's
sometimes it
certain
takes
ones.
just like a little time to.
Or Charlie
like
horse to the
stingers.
thigh, I'm sure.
Oh,
That definitely hurt a ton. You know, that's no fun, but.
There was a couple, one later, I can't remember which game it was that I was watching, and he was rolling, and all the friends, like his team was just standing there, and they were like discussing something. So I guess they were trying to figure out if they were going to call something.
Yeah.
But no one's even like, "Are you good?" And he's like acting like he just tore his ACL on this, and then he gets right up and like jogs away. I was
he's
like,
jumping
okay.
around. No big deal.
I like when players, if they flop, get carded. I think that should happen.
If they flop, they do.
Yeah.
I prefer for them it's just hard for the ref to know in the moment.
Yeah,
what
like that
exactly
quickly
is an
if it's
injury and-
happening.
Yeah, what if it's real? That's what the
You give him
the
a
flop.
card, and he's like, "No, I'm hurt."
It's acting.
But yeah, so this is the first time the U.S. has won 2 group stage matches since 1930.
That's
All
wild.
right.
So if you're not on the
So
U.S.
cool.
Soccer
Get on the
bandwagon
train.
yet,
Yeah.
come on.
It's coming on.
We've got room
They
for
want
plenty
you.
of you.
Yeah,
Exactly.
they'll take all the bandwagoners. They don't care.
We got a bowl game on
Kidding me?
Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday night, you're right, is not a college football playoff game.
That's
It is
right.
a game that doesn't matter. But the good news for the United States is all the guys with yellow cards don't have to play. So they don't have the risk of getting a second yellow and then missing.
Those roll over.
They,
For, like,
they
each group.
stage.
Oh, really?
So they roll.
Oh, I didn't know that. Wow, that's risky.
It is
When you
risky.
get a yellow card, I like to play not to, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
And then Pulisic also doesn't have to play if he doesn't want to play, or obviously
Okay,
if
the
Mauricio
injured, yeah,
Pochettino
right,
doesn't
right,
want him to
okay.
play.
Beautiful.
So yeah. All right, we have your take on the other side. We're going to get a deep dive into defensive tackles today. I'm excited about it. Let's do that with obviously the news of Jeffery Simmons happening also on Friday. You're listening to Helmets and Heels on a Big Chief Tower Monday, 10 to XL, 92.5 FM.
Now, another classic moment in Jags history.
The Gator Bowl, 1979. More than 50,000 people in the stands. And what a statement they made that night. 50,000 people, one voice. We want the NFL.
1010XL, home of the Jaguars. Now, the Florida Gator Report on 1010XL. Installed by Cash Building Material. Windows and doors done right.
Florida football entertaining 5 stars over the weekend, and head coach John Summerall hopes he can turn an official visit into a commitment. Jalen Brewster, the nation's #1 overall prospect for 27, visiting Gainesville and has the Gators as a possible landing spot, along with LSU, even though he's already committed to Texas Tech. And Texas commit Eastern Royal also in town, keeping Florida high on his list in case he changes his Longhorns play.
Jeff Prosser here. When you need new windows or doors, you want high-end quality without the middleman markup, and that's why I'm telling you about Cash Building Material. Same premium materials, same beautiful finishes, but at a price that actually makes sense for your home. No subcontractors, no runaround, just their own experienced crews who treat your house like it's theirs. If you want it done right, the first time, get a quote today. Thank me tomorrow. For windows and doors, search Cash Building Material. Windows and doors done right.
It's a Big Chief Tire Monday. The local Jacksonville shop for fair prices and service you can trust.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
This is Mark Nato. My son Justin injured his hand playing baseball for JU. Southeast orthopedic specialist performed surgery just a few days later, and within 5 weeks, he was cleared to play in the ASUN baseball tournament. Our family has trusted Southeast orthopedic specialists for years. For any orthopedic injury, let Southeast orthopedic specialists take care of you too.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast orthopedic specialists.
Sent in, and Sporting Jacks breaks through first.
For the latest on Jacksonville's pro soccer teams, join the Sporting Jacks Coaches Show, presented by Honda of the Avenues, every Tuesday night at 6 on 1010 AM and 1010XL.com.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party.
Wait, is that Ronaldinho? Ronaldinho, you think Brazil will win it all this summer?
Claro que sí. Can I just say, you're my favorite player, ever.
Bet all of soccer's biggest matches this summer on Hard Rock Bet. And keep your cool in case you run into Ronaldinho. Download the Hard Rock Bet app and back your country. Roll with us. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
Experience an electrifying journey through the greatest rock anthems of all time. A night of symphonic rock with iconic hits from legendary bands like Led Zeppelin, Pat Benatar, Kansas, Journey, and Joan Jett. June 26th at Florida Theater, a powerhouse band joined by the sensational Jacksonville Rock Orchestra. A night of symphonic rock. Get your tickets today at floridatheater.com.
Some auto shops call it an inspection and flag any little thing. That's called a wallet flush. At AA Automotive, they don't play that game. They fix only what needs fixing. AA Automotive on Richard Street. Boring name, awesome service, and no wallet flush.
Looking for ways to save on your JEA bill? We're on it. When it comes to your utilities, the less you use, the more you can save. That's why JEA offers ways to help you manage your usage and avoid higher than expected bills. Use our online tools to monitor your usage throughout the month. Schedule a free irrigation or energy efficiency assessment and get personalized tips to save. And with JEA rebates, you can save when upgrading to more efficient equipment. Find more ways to save at JEA.com.
Zero Res wants to help you clean your home. Hicken here, big summer savings. Take 25% off all services except air duct cleaning. $5.99 per system for air duct cleaning. Visit ZeroResJacksonville.com and ask for the 1010XL special.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
that Big Chief Tire automatically enrolls you in the Extra Mile program. You get free tire rotations with every visit after tire purchase, $10 off every oil change every time. Automatic enrollment at all 6 Jacksonville area Big Chief Tire locations. Taylor Dahl, Tom McManus, RJ Saunders. I'm Lauren Brooks with you. By the way, for those not able to watch the soccer game right now, if you are working, it is Argentina 1, Austria 0 in the 52nd minute.
All right.
So
Messi broke the record today.
Messi sure did. 17 goals now in the World Cup after he had a penalty kick to break the record and did not score on the penalty kick.
I was in the car and I heard JJ say he lined up and then I didn't hear the result and I was like, oh no, what happened?
Yeah, the keeper got the best of that one.
You see that commercial with Billy Bob, and I think it's Messi across the hallway with the
I don't think I have
Bud
seen
Light
it.
commercial.
Oh, I have not.
Where Billy, it's on a table, and they're kind of looking at it like, who's going to get it? And Billy Bob's like, I'm more of a football guy, or something like that. Takes it, walks into the room, and Messi's just looking at it like, what?
Hold on.
What are you talking about? It's pretty funny.
It's been so much fun to watch, like we said, the different countries. All right, time now for Tom's Take.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Tommy's Takes. Protected by Morgan & Morgan. ForThePeople.com. Or dial pound law. That's all.
All right, my take on this beautiful Monday afternoon centers around Jeffery Simmons, the stud defensive tackle of the Tennessee Titans, who recently signed a 3-year extension, $105.8 million, and 100 of it guaranteed. Not quite sure what about that 5.8 sitting there, but whatever. They give him $100 million and guaranteed, a total stud at defensive tackle. So I started looking at his stats, not just last year, but since he's been in the league, what he's done, what his averages are, what stands out, and then thought to myself, well, okay, I always knew he was a stud. There's no question about that. But do we have a Jeffery Simmons on our team in 2026? Maybe not one for one. The answer is no, in my opinion, but maybe not one for one, maybe collectively. And I looked into everybody that's going to be involved in that. But let me just throw this at you as far as last year. 11 sacks, 60 pressures, 39 solo tackles, number 1 in defensive tackles throughout the league and that type of thing. That's Jeffery Simmons' year. Over the years, he's going into his 8th year, averages over 6 sacks a year. He's got 27 passes defensed, which means he's getting his hands up. So he's not getting his hands up. We don't have as many. We'll get into that in just a bit. 8 forced fumbles, 383 tackles total. But this is what stood out. You know, they've got this thing on ESPN called stuffs. Tackles at the line of scrimmage or behind the line of scrimmage. He has a career 63.5 of his tackles are behind the line of scrimmage. Trust me, it's our guys don't match up anywhere near it. So, question is, do we have that? We're going to debate that now right here, and that's my take. Brought to you by our good friends at Morgan & Morgan, ForThePeople.com, and on your cell at Pound Law. That's all. So let's start comparing, shall we?
Let's go for it.
Okay, so Eric Armstead. Eric's played a little bit longer. I was in a hurry. I broke my pinky on the way out, I think. I don't have my readers.
This is not hand.
I've got tape. What is that kind of tape? Scotch tape.
What is that kind of tape?
Oh,
It's just like, I need tape.
Just give me tape. I don't care. I'll rip the hair off. It doesn't matter. Just keep those two toes together. Right? All right, so Eric, at 11 years, has 41 sacks total. So that's under 4 a year, okay? He's had some really good years. We'll talk about that in a minute. 9 passes defense. How about that? 9 compared to 27.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's a big difference. And he's a big guy.
And he's a big guy. That's what I don't get. Right.
Yeah.
That's part of the intrigue. And then stuffs, what I have, 63.5 for Jeffrey in 7 years. In 11 years, Eric has 37. So not quite near the that number. Now, in 2019, Eric had 10 sacks. 2020, not so good. 2021, he had 6. 2022, not so good. 23, he had 5. 24, his first year, he only had 2, and then had 5.5 last year. Now, in his defense,
And he got hurt, obviously.
he got hurt. Now, if he doesn't get hurt, could he have been in that 8, 9, 7, maybe even more?
Absolutely.
Possibly. There's no doubt that could have been the thing. So out of him, the other 2 guys, we'll get into them. Obviously, Albert Regis doesn't have any other than from his days at Texas A&M. And then Ruke's got last year because his first year, he didn't, not much impact. Yeah. The guys behind him, Bohanna and Dickerson, just not enough stats to even include them in the conversation. They'll be, maybe backups on the team. Yeah. But when I look at these, first of all, I always thought Eric was, like, even stat-wise, like, more dominant when I read these
than
stats.
what you're seeing.
Unless ESPN's completely wrong. Normally they seem to be pretty close, I would
trust
imagine.
them.
Yeah.
I just thought it would be more. And I don't know his injury status. Like 2020, comes off 10 sacks is 2019.
Yeah.
Now, he's got a good supporting cast around him out there in San Fran.
sure.
We know that. But then he dips, and then he dips a little bit more. But then maybe last year a little bit better. So what are we going to get out of him this year is very critical. And then the other two guys we'll get into. But how do you – I mean, Jeffery Simmons.
Yeah. He's a whole other animal.
I wish we had him on our team.
He was first in the league in sacks with 11, pressures 60, 13.9 pressure rate. This is Jeffery Simmons, not Eric Armstead.
Yeah.
18 pressures after double team, 5 takeaways, 7.5 sacks on third down.
Wow.
That's the part that
That's
I
what we
covet
need.
and crave and desire
You're
for
right.
someone to
Good
have
call.
7.5 sacks on third down.
That's massive.
For Jeffery Simmons. And it's not a great defense. We talk about how this team didn't rush properly, but because they weren't covering. The Titans secondary wasn't great
covering,
last year.
no.
So third down sacks do what? Force you to punt?
Yeah.
Or you got to go for it if it's close. But with the sack, you're probably not that
Or a field
close.
goal,
Yeah, you're probably losing
or
yards
maybe
most
a field
times.
goal.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
so
how.
7.5 from
Yeah.
one player on again, the Titans weren't
That's
an
getting off
elite
the field.
defense by any means.
Yeah.
No, right.
But yeah, how do the Jaguars compare to that? I don't think they have a player, at least as of yet. Maybe they've gotten Regis, or they've drafted Regis to be that, but certainly in looking from the outside in,
The size isn't there, but
No.
that doesn't mean he can't.
yeah, there are
gotta
elite
connect, yeah.
defensive tackles, and
Yeah.
then there are good defensive tackles.
Yeah.
The Jaguars have good defensive tackles. They don't have elite defensive
Yeah, well, Regis in college wasn't really a sack guy, but really good against the run.
Yeah.
He can play nose and can play three technique,
Which sounds
which
just
is
like
defensive
Devon
tackle.
Hamilton.
And
But
that's why people were interested why they drafted him, because the whole conversation was you have a really good run defense and you need more pass rush from the
Right.
interior, and then you got a guy that didn't do that and stop the run when you already had that.
Yeah. Well, I think it's just,
replacement.
eventually Devon's
Yeah.
going to be out of here, age or whatever, eventually, whenever that is. So we got to have a guy. I'm going to be interested to see if he can hold up at nose in the NFL. That not that he can't.
Regis.
Regis.
Yeah.
Now listen, his lower half is massive. His legs are big.
Yeah.
His ass is big. So he's got some.
He's just
some
not
power.
super tall.
Yeah.
He's not super tall, and his upper body. He's not like a really wide shoulder kind of guy, but he's 300 pounds.
And he's
So
got
solid.
some nasty in him. Like he's got that I feel like that attitude, which you saw if you watch The Hunt. He's
Yeah.
constantly trying to annoy DeHam,
Yeah.
which is fun.
By the way, 4.88 in the 40 at the combine.
Yeah.
34-inch vertical. So this guy's got some explosion.
The combine. What's the combine?
He's got
We
some
didn't go to
good
that.
Go there.
speed. You know what I mean? So he's got
There's definitely some upside
athletic
there.
ability
Yeah.
there. We'll see if it translates. But
But
Well,
you don't
and-
have to get, sorry, Taylor, you don't have to get as much from your interior if you are getting it from your edge. As long as you're getting pushed in the interior, you don't have to necessarily get as many
the
sacks,
sacks,
yeah,
right?
from the
Of
interior.
course,
if
right.
your edge guys are
That's
going
right.
crazy, right?
Yeah. But it doesn't hurt having a Jeffery Simmons in the middle.
No
and
doubt.
I think when the point to yours, when you read his numbers, to me, the biggest standout is that he does a lot of different things. And not every guy can do that. You're not going to get all the time a guy that size that's able to get up in the air and deflect balls, that also will get sacks. So also get those sacks in monumental moments. And that's also really good against the run. Like that is a lot of boxes to check off from one guy. But I do think that trending towards that, and that's why a lot of people in the last few years, we go into the offseason the last 3 or 4 years straight saying we need defensive line, we need defensive line, we need defensive line. And then it feels like they've just settled in certain areas, whether it's not getting the big splash name or whether it's not maybe drafting someone high enough that you thought was going to impact a little quicker. But that doesn't mean they're wrong. I mean, you have to go through, and there's a lot of guys that around the league that are higher, like some of the best interior defensive linemen that you didn't get in the first, second, third round, some of these teams. And so I think that's some of it. But when you talk about a Jeffery Simmons, and it reminds me of a Max Crosby in the sense of how he does everything. So Max Crosby didn't have 16 sacks this year, but the way he affects the games in so many ways, I think is a big thing. Same with Jared Verse for me. Jared Verse he only has 13 sacks in 2 seasons, but to me, what he does, how he can perform at such a high level in all of the areas.
Yeah.
Sometimes you want that over just having a true pass rusher or a true run stopper, whatever the case may be.
I think Josh Hines Allen's in that mold.
Yeah,
right.
Me
Does
too.
a little bit
Does
of everything.
a little bit of all of it. Yeah,
maybe.
Trayvon is too. He just had the down year this past year.
Well, yeah, injuries
But he's really
gotta
good.
be,
Yeah, but he's really good against the run, and he's had 2 seasons of double-digit sacks. So yeah, they have guys that are well-rounded.
listen,
But we're talking about a defensive tackle, and now
That's
we're talking
doing
about
that.
edge rushers. That's what's crazy.
But great transition, because Trayvon, I want to see him over a guard rushing. Are you kidding me? That guy. I tell you what, you're a nickel. That's why it's so important if we get a guy outside him that can be really good as well. Now you got, I mean, think about that. You got Eric back in for him. You got Josh Isaiah. You got Trayvon slid down. You got whoever that is, BJ Green or Zach, whoever. If they can really bring that rush, man, that makes you a totally different defense. That makes you a suffocating defense. Those third downs, that's when the game's on the line and you need a play, you need a sack, you need a hit, and Jeffery Simmons comes up with it. That's what we need out of our defense.
The Jaguars didn't have very many passes deflected, I should say. Like they had passes defense, but not a lot of passes deflected
at the line.
At the line, and so you do scratch your head and wonder why that's not the case more often. But I feel like Anthony Campanile, this whole offseason, that's something that he's probably been focusing on, right? Like you can't get complacent against the run, obviously.
True.
But you were really stout there last year. What you didn't get was, and you got takeaways. So whatever you preached last offseason and last season was great for the takeaways. You just didn't get the sacks. And again, some people would say, well, because we didn't cover properly. You know, the guys in the secondary didn't play as well, so that we didn't have as much time to get to the quarterback, things like that. But at the end of the day, I'm sure that's what Coach Camp has been working on this offseason is how do I get more sacks from this defense?
I was just going to say, and I do think sometimes some teams that, because we've seen it in recent years several times when it comes to not great defenses getting a lot of takeaways. And sometimes I think that's because opposing teams aren't scared to throw. So there were teams that were just like, okay, well, this defense is kind of boom or bust defense. So if I complete this pass, it's going to be for 25 yards and a first down, but they might get an interception. So you get a lot of those interceptions because teams aren't really scared of your defense when it comes to that back end. And I think we saw that in a few moments this last year, those explosive plays. Teams weren't scared to go deep on the Jags because it almost felt like you had a 50-50 shot of it's going to probably, or maybe even more than that, 70-30 shot of it either is going to get intercepted or it's going to be a big explosive play. And so teams take a little bit more chances against defense like that. So you definitely want to change that to the point when teams come in, they are worried about your secondary. And I think somebody like Travis Hunter automatically changes the viewpoint on the back end of this defense when it comes to other teams coming in here.
And look, if you watch them up front, you realize like how the season went, at least from my perspective, like look game day and then watching it after, like Josh Hines would have a great rush. Nobody else was anywhere near. Eric would have a great rush. Nobody else is near. Like it's like they all got to work together to corral that QB. And now on occasion it would happen, but it would be like one guy beating his guy and then a sack, which is great. But you want it like all across because what happens? Josh Hines Allen comes rushing, the tackle just kind of rides him out, and quarterback steps up, slides out. You know what I mean? It's like, now if I got that pressure from the inside, he can't step up. Go back to Mahomes in the Super Bowl against Philly, man. He couldn't go anywhere and because of that rush inside.
Especially against those more mobile quarterbacks because they didn't face a ton of them last year. And so if you get some of those teams where the quarterback's able to move and it's just Josh pushing him out and he's running and getting a first down, that's the last thing you want to happen on those type of plays.
Absolutely.
So like you said, Jeffery Simmons, $35.3 million a year. Chris Jones, $31.75 million a year. Dexter Lawrence, $28 million a year. Milton Williams, $26, and Jordan Davis, $26 million a year. So if you do want one of those elite guys, you better earmark some money because it used to be that the edge rushers had a big gap between what they made and then what the defensive tackles made. Not anymore.
Let me throw this at you before we go to break. I saw the rumor went down, like quieted down, right? But there was a rumor once about Jalen Carter for Brian Thomas and a pick.
Well, I don't know who, but it's still, there's definitely Jalen Carter trades being thrown everywhere right now. I think the Eagles want to try and figure something out.
So I just saw one with a hypothetical, Brian Thomas and whatever else.
They shipped off A.J. Brown.
Would you do it? Would you do it if you're the Jags is the question.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to see Brian Thomas Jr. go because I think he's a huge key for this offense to be what it's going to be. But obviously, Jalen Carter's a phenomenal player. Outside of the one spitting incident,
and you would probably, because he's going to want a deal, you're going to have to move on from Eric because that'll save you the money.
Which
I would imagine if that ever happened. Well, what do you say?
A lot of Jags fans would not be upset about moving on from Eric Armstead.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think that would be the easy part of it. The Brian Thomas Jr. part, I think, would be harder to get convince people to be okay
Absolutely.
with. Just because I think they're like, well, let's just score points. You have a defense that can stop the run, and hopefully the secondary is better with Travis Hunter. So I think a lot of people maybe are like, you'd love more pass rush, but healthy Trayvon and healthy Eric and Travis back, I feel like a lot of people may think like is enough to get you through this year, and you just score points.
Yeah.
Jalen Carter, 6 sacks in 2023, 4.5 last year, and 4.5 in 2024, and 3 last year. So
stuff. She got any stuff?
I don't have
That's
any
okay.
stats.
I like that. That's a nice.
It's a good number.
It is. Yeah. It's like you're hitting them at the line. Like, look, you look at linebackers and their tackles. If you make a lot of tackles near or at the line of scrimmage, then it's phenomenal. But if you're chasing guys down and they're getting 7-8 yards, that's not. That just means you
just
hustle.
Yeah.
You just hustle and you can jump on their legs. Or
Well, that was the
something.
issue here in Jacksonville a couple years ago. I remember when it came to the run game, it was like this team had the most, or the like fewest amount of yards after the line of scrimmage of any team or something. Like they were getting stuffed behind the line of scrimmage constantly when they were trying to run the ball, and that hurt them. Like it hurt them big time. So opposing defenses doing that obviously is a big thing.
5 stuffs in 2023, 11 in 2024, 3.5 last year. So
Got it down here last year.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, well, let's talk about it.
Yeah, we'll keep the NFL conversation going. You're listening to Helmets and Heels on a Big Chief Tire Monday, 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
Ace Carline here for Atlantic Infinity, and yes, I'm still loving my new QX60. Right now, you can lease one or lock in just 1.9% financing for 60 months, and every new Infinity comes with the Atlantic Infinity Promise. That's over $7,000 in added value. That's one of many reasons why I bought mine there. No pressure, no games, just a great experience. Make your next ride an Infinity from Atlantic Infinity. Visit AtlanticInfinity.com or the showroom near Atlantic and St. John's Bluff.
Big Chief Tire Monday on Helmets and Heels.
You trusted a medical professional with your care. When that trust is broken, the results can be devastating. Medical error can leave patients and families facing unanswered questions and lifelong challenges. Founded in Jacksonville, Edwards & Raggets helps you understand and protect your legal rights after medical negligence. No fees unless you recover damages. We're here to help. Call 904-INJURED or visit 904injured.com.
Edwards & Raggets, offices Jacksonville.
Summer's here, and it's the perfect time to upgrade your backyard with Superior Fence and Rail. Get the fence you've been wanting with 12 months financing and no interest, so you can enjoy more privacy, more security, and more curb appeal without the upfront stress. Make your outdoor space ready for summer. You must have credit approval from our third-party financial institution. Call today or visit SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
SuperiorFenceandRail.com. At the First Coast YMCA, you'll find much more than just a gym. We offer many ways to help you become more active, reach your weight loss goals, and find your inner strength. Membership at the Y includes state-of-the-art facilities, a huge variety of fitness classes, and programs for all ages. It's easy to join the Y since it's affordable for all incomes. The Y is a great place to make connections and experience something new. Visit the YMCA near you or online at fcymca.org.
It's almost time to kick off the 2026 season at the bank. Whether you want to be at the center of it all as a season ticket member, lock in 3 or more games with a bundle at the bank, or cheer on the Jags at your most anticipated matchup, there's a way for everyone to be a part of the action. Seating is limited, so don't wait. Secure your tickets now by visiting jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. Want to know when your body starts talking back on a golf course? Cart path only. Suddenly your ball is 80 yards across the fairway, you're hiking over there with 3 clubs, and by the time you get to it, you're not thinking birdie, you're wondering if the course has an urgent care, and that's the point. It's not just a scorecard, it's the whole day. Walking 18 without feeling like you're in a survival show. Bending down to read a putt without making that noise. Getting home and still having enough left for the kids, the yard, the cooler, all of it. That's why Awaken 180 makes sense. It's a medication-free solution with weekly weight loss, support, and yes, free support for life. You may not fix your slice overnight, but drop 30, 40, even 50 pounds, and the game, life after the game, feels better. Take strokes off your game by taking pounds off your frame. Make the call, 844-346-1800, or online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Attention skilled electricians. Are you undervalued at your current company? Time to step up to the bigger projects and better opportunities. Join the team at Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering not just the job, but an experienced, top-notch pay, unbeatable benefits, and the best working environments in the business. Please join the team that values your skills and rewards your hard work. Elevate your career to new heights. Apply today at millercareers.com, an equal opportunity employer.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
More NFL talk. By the way, I forgot to mention this, Tom. I don't know if you saw. Alex Freeman is the son of former Packers wide receiver Antonio Freeman.
That. Yeah.
He scored one of the goals on Friday against Australia. So yeah, I just had to get that out there because
he had that sick catch on Monday night. Remember that against was it against Minnesota where like hit one player, hit him. Antonio Freeman. Remember that grab that he made? I think it was on Monday night, or it was incredibly like one of the highlight catches of not all time, but it was pretty cool. Anyway, he was a great player for the Pack for a long time.
It was
him and Favre.
Boo. Yeah, I think it was. It was on Monday Night Football.
Was
and it was against the Vikings in 2000.
Okay.
So really good memory there, Tom.
Yeah.
Wow.
26 years ago.
Sometimes
Look at that.
it works.
It's there.
It got that.
Somewhere in there.
That's right. All right. So in looking at ESPN every year will put together their executives, coaches, and scouts rankings, position group rankings.
Okay.
So last year, the next one for this upcoming season should come out early next month. But the one from last year had Dexter Lawrence as the best defensive tackle, Chris Jones second, Jalen Carter third, Jeffrey Simmons fourth, Quinnen Williams fifth, Leonard Williams sixth, and Dame Nwike for the Ravens seventh, DeForest Buckner eighth, Vita Vea ninth, and 10th was Cameron Hayward. So obviously there's no Jaguars defensive tackle in that list, but I also wanted to bring that up because they had Jeffrey Simmons fourth. Obviously now the highest paid doesn't necessarily always mean you're the best, but I do feel like fourth is a little low for him, and he doesn't get as much attention because the Titans haven't been good in several years.
And I think that's part of it, honestly, when you look at if you're performing that way on a defense that hasn't been good and isn't very good, they have pieces. There's other guys on that defense. It wasn't like they were terrible last year, but you're not playing on a defense like Philly or what the Niners have been or what Seattle was and some of those defenses. And so you're able to perform that way. That shows what a good player you are. I mean, I think it's similar. I mentioned Max Crosby before. Same with Max Crosby and what he's been kind of his surroundings in Oakland. I feel like Trey Hendrickson on the Bengals were one of the worst defenses, and Trey Hendrickson still was able to do what he did. And so I think sometimes that almost gives them more credit to being able to rack up the numbers they do on a defense and teams that aren't very good and defenses that are on the field a lot.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think with Simmons, I'd have him. He's ahead of Jalen Carter. I know Jalen Carter's a beast, there's no doubt, but consistently, I would have Simmons. I'd actually, and I like Chris Jones a lot. I feel like he might have tapered off a little bit past year or so, maybe.
It's also because the Chiefs didn't make the postseason, so he's kind of out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah, and he's still a beast. Remember, but he did loaf on that Trevor touchdown. Remember, he was just kind of standing
he was just
there.
He was like watching him try to get up.
He's like, I'm tired, man. I'm just going to stand here.
Even though I'm on the field.
Yeah.
All right, so from the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures, 904-641-1010, y'all are always welcome to get in on the conversation. This person said, we need Eric to give us 6 sacks. Is that enough? He's the 24th highest paid defensive tackle. Eric Armstead is in the NFL, paid $14.5 million per year. So obviously nowhere near the top guys. Yeah. But
I was looking when they signed him. He was the 9th highest when they gave him the deal. So a lot of people have gotten paid in the last couple years since that.
Yeah, and by the way, as we saw, he was hurt for 2 years before Trent gave him that that nice deal.
That was a whole thing of him coming in. I remember the conversation is like, you're getting a really good player, but he hasn't been able to stay healthy in a while. The majority of his career.
moved on from him.
And then now we're saying that again.
If he was an elite defensive tackle.
He was hurt last year. That's what we're saying is the reason he doesn't have more numbers.
He would still be with San Francisco if he had 10 sacks every season as a defensive tackle.
Yeah, 10 the 1 year.
Like you said,
the year they drafted Bosa, he got 10.
Right. So, yeah, is 6 sacks enough for Eric Armstead? Like I said,
to me, I think that's minimum. Like, you need that.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not getting 6, you're disappointed. But you would want a little bit more. If you got 5.5 last year
before the injury,
the injury, then you would expect. And granted,
8.
I say this, but with that being said, he had 1 year with double digit, 1 year where he had 6, and beyond that, it's always been around 3 sacks. So
a couple 5s.
A couple 5s.
Yeah,
in
but
there.
most of the others.
So
were
around
3s
that
and
range,
2s.
like the 6 would be tied for the second most in his entire career, and we're getting closer to the end of his career. You know?
Like I said, it depends on what your edge guys get.
Yeah.
Like 6 from the interior is good if your edge guys are
also
each getting double digits.
No doubt. Well, this is his final year, that 3-year deal. You know, maybe he wants another deal so he could have a big year. I mean, I'm hoping 8 is where he ends up at, but that also goes with saying like the other guy, whoever that is, Ruke or if it's Al, whoever it is, like they've got to get 5.
So,
you know
that's
what I mean?
You're getting 4 or 5 out of them.
Think about Seattle. Remember, it wasn't like anyone had 12 or 15, but all like 7 of them had 6, 5, 8. You know, like enough to where combined
and that could be this team this
which
year.
would be great.
Like we've talked about with the BJ Green, Danny Sturgow, the 2 guys they drafted, Wesley Williams, Zach Durfee. Also, by the way, Jalen McLeod, who a lot of us have kind of pushed off to the side just because he got
out
hurt
of sight,
last
out
year.
of mind. Yeah.
Right, but he also, is a guy that this regime drafted, and so they, I'm sure, expect him to get to the quarterback as well.
He's got some. We saw him in mini camp. Like he can bend.
Yeah.
He's got some natural ability.
Yeah,
We'll see if
BJ
he
Green
can...
and Jalen McLeod have, I would say, the best bend out of that group.
I think Durfee's got some bend.
And maybe
Durf. I'm gonna call him Durf. Durf. He's got the goods. I think. I'm looking forward to seeing him in pads.
I was real quick because we were talking about just what the Seattle Seahawks did. The Eagles the year before too, which we talked about their sack number. It was same thing. Josh Sweat with 8, Nolan Smith 6.5, Milton Williams 6.5, Jalen Carter 4.5. So it was just that nobody was getting these crazy double-digit numbers. Everybody was just getting 5, 6, 7, 8, and that they add up quickly. And you don't know who's coming after you at that point in time too.
Right, and that doesn't count the hits. That doesn't count the rushes, the hurries, that kind of thing.
Absolutely. All right, more to do on the other side. Don't go anywhere. Helmets and Heels on a Big Chief Tire Monday. You find them online at WeKeepJacksRolling.com. It's 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Join the 1010XL Podcast Network.
Okay, excellent show, everyone.
Now you can find all your favorite 1010XL podcasts in your platform of choice.
And that concludes the Josie Jack of All Trades show. Tune in next week where I'll be installing my own French drain.
Joe, wake up, man.
Hey, John, I must have dozed off.
We finished those projects you started.
Whoa, my seamless gutters are actually seamless.
And they're connected into underground PVC drain lines.
And my sprinklers. Wow, look at that coverage.
Next time, just call me first, Joe.
I will, but I ain't singing that song.
Clearwater irrigation
and drainage too.
It's a Helmets and Heels Big Chief Tire Monday.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Jeff Prosser here. When you need new windows or doors, you want high-end quality without the middleman markup, and that's why I'm telling you about Cash Building Material. Same premium materials, same beautiful finishes, but at a price that actually makes sense for your home. No subcontractors, no runaround, just their own experienced crews who treat your house like it's theirs. If you want it done right, the first time, get a quote today. Thank me tomorrow. For windows and doors, search Cash Building Material. Windows and doors done right.
The Golf Club at Southampton is super excited for what's next, and that's brand new greens and plenty more to add to your golfing experience. While renovations are underway, you can still come out, hit the practice area, and keep your game sharp. Plus Thursday night trivia, always fun, and music on Friday nights on the patio. Check it all out at golfsouthampton.com or their Facebook page. Membership opportunities right now where you can take advantage of a great deal before the renovation is complete. Call 287-PLAY and check out the latest from the Golf Club at Southampton.
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Multi-unit hair grafting is now available at IHRS and can give you 3 times more hair in one procedure over a traditional hair transplant.
Multi-unit hair grafting gave me more hair in one procedure and within my budget.
You can grow your hair back with this exclusive new procedure. Call now for your free evaluation and see if multi-unit hair grafting or PRP can restore your hair. Call 904-777-IHRS.
My bald spots are gone. Thanks, IHRS.
IHRS is the only clinic in the Southeast to offer all proven solutions to restore your hair and is now offering multi-unit hair grafting. One procedure, more hair.
You've got nothing to lose but more hair. I feel younger, I look younger, and who doesn't want to feel better about themselves?
This year, grow your hair back. Call for a free evaluation. Call IHRS 904-777-IHRS 777-4477.
Want to stretch that dollar? Taylor Doll here to help save you money with the Money Pages magazine and app. Trying to figure out dinner? Money Pages has deals at your favorite local restaurants. Need auto repairs or an oil change? Money Pages has coupons to help you save. Looking to do some home improvement projects? Money Pages has deals on everything home, from AC repair and plumbing to flooring and painting. Check your mailbox for Money Pages today and download the app for savings on the go.
How wide is home plate in baseball?
Southern Oak Insurance is proud to continue offering coverage statewide. Financial stability makes Southern Oak Insurance a wise choice for your homeowner's insurance needs. Log on to southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
The home plate in baseball is a generous 17 inches wide, although most major league pitchers would think otherwise.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Taylor Doll, RJ Saunders, I'm Lauren Brooks with you on this Big Chief Tire Monday, and very exciting news for all of Jacksonville FLA. Taylor's Tangent is back, and that means we also have Chick-fil-A to give away.
All right.
Oh, yeah. But we'll start with the Tangent.
Taylor's Take is served by your local neighborhood Chick-fil-A on 1010XL.
Shout out to Chick-fil-A. I do love some Chick-fil-A breakfast, so we will give some of that away after my take or tangent. So I want to go to baseball real quick. The College World Series has been forced into a Game 3. That'll be tonight at 7 o'clock. UNC forced that in Game 2 yesterday after winning 6-2 over Oklahoma. But some cool stories out of this that I wanted to share.
I'm just so excited we have Game 3 tonight.
I know.
Yeah. I'm like, thank you for gifting me something amazing to watch.
No doubt.
Yeah, I know.
Absolutely.
So I wanted a few cool stories, obviously, anytime you get forced into that Game 3. That's exciting. But wanted to shout out Tar Heels relief pitcher from last night, Caden Glauber. Absolutely insane outing for him. Just the third reliever in College World Series history to record 8 or more strikeouts in an elimination game. 5 innings pitched, 1 hit, 0 runs, 2 walks, 8 Ks. The Tar Heels are 29-0 when he pitches. So this kid is incredible. Also, side note, he's a freshman this year, technically supposed to be in high school. He was supposed to graduate May 29th, technically. He committed to the Tar Heels at 17 years old, graduated early from high school, and so he just turned 18 years old.
17-year-olds, whether it's Miles Russell or this guy, they're making us feel not accomplished enough.
I'm like, you're doing this already?
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's wild. He's the only pitcher in Division I with 12 wins and 5 saves. Only 3 of his outings this year have been not in relief, so he's that kind of come in and save us type of pitcher. And so I think it's really fun to watch, and a big game for them last night, obviously, and a big outing. But another story that I thought was kind of cool too, Eric Paulson Jr. His dad was at NYPD, served during 9/11, lost his battle to cancer last July. Eric in this game last night went 3 for 5 in the game to help to send it to Game 3, obviously. So on Father's Day, had a hell of a game. They showed him in the dugout after. I was like tearing up a little bit watching it because they showed him in the dugout after, and he was just kind of standing by himself. You can tell kind of just taking it all in the moment, and I'm sure thinking about his dad a ton in that moment. So those are the times for me where I'm always like, it's bigger than baseball. And so it's kind of cool to see that moment for him and be able to go 3 for 5 in a game when I'm sure he was thinking about his dad the whole time.
Yeah, and the part of the story too was with the little what all the dads were wearing. So
Yeah.
he saw him on one dad. It was hey, we got your back or something like that.
Yeah,
on
for
Father's
Eric,
Day. And then he's like, no, look around. And like all the dads had him on. He's
I
like,
know.
wow.
I'll
That's
start
just,
crying now.
I know. Me
I know.
too.
It was so cool
I know.
to read about. I didn't see it live, but
To
to
have
read
that
about.
many people in your corner on
Yeah.
a day like that. And
Yeah. The
Yeah, and he
coach got
died July
choked up
4th,
after.
too.
Yeah,
I saw.
July 4th.
July 4th.
His
man.
dad
Last
coming
year.
up on the 1 year anniversary.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Look
And
at
so
you
very
guys.
much, I know it makes me cry thinking about it. The coach was talking after the game, and I was tearing up during that too.
Sports make me cry more
Let
than
me
like
tell
sad
you
movies
something.
make me cry.
I was
truth be
watching
told.
Miracle yesterday morning without
Okay.
anybody around. My wife sits down having some coffee, and she looks at me. She's like, "Are you crying?" I'm like, "I'm not really crying, but that speech
They're
was
like, is someone
unbelievable."
cutting onions?
Oh my
I don't
gosh.
know.
What always gets us is
totally.
like college game day, whenever they'll do those stories
Yeah.
of, whatever's going on off the field with a
Yeah.
specific
Oh, yeah.
player.
Yeah.
And there's always
Those are
some
great.
sort of
Something, I know.
it used to be Tom Rinaldi when he worked for ESPN. And he
Right.
works for I think
Right.
Fox now. But no matter who's doing the story, just tears will be streaming down our face Saturday morning, like dressed in all of our Gator stuff. And
Yeah.
then like get back
Like
to the
first thing, you're like, I
X's and
barely
O's.
ate breakfast at that point,
I
and I'm
know.
crying on the couch. But yeah, so aside from kind of some of those cool notes, couple names to look out for tonight. Deaton LaChance for the Sooners, multiple home runs in this series. Power hitter. He's been kind of what's been keeping not the
Okay.
only piece, but a main piece of that Sooners offense. And then a couple Tar Heels hitters, Owen Hall and Cooper Colson, both sparked this offense in game 2. So they were a big piece of them being able to push it to game 3. So SEC had 5 teams coming in. They've got 1 remaining. And then the Tar Heels, the lone ACC team, these two battle it out tonight at 7. And the winner takes it all home.
Which,
How
by the
about
way, I
that?
complained last week that they were waiting until like 8 p.m. for the first pitch on Saturday. And then we turned the TV on at like 3 o'clock and there's the game. And I was like, so whatever internet I read lied to me.
Oh,
But
Wow.
either way, because
Okay.
remember I was like, this should,
Yeah.
it should be
too
a
late.
day
Yeah,
game.
you
And
did
it was
say
like
that.
3 o'clock on Saturday.
Oh,
so
my
Omaha was smarter and I'm glad that I was wrong. That's for sure. All right. So we've had the phone line ringing multiple times already.
People
so
trying
they
to get
want
some
their
free
Chick-fil-A,
lunch.
Taylor.
All right. So,
Oh,
all right.
wait.
So we've got lunch for 2 to Chick-fil-A. Give us a call at 641-1010. Let's say caller number 4. You get free lunch to Chick-fil-A today.
Call number 4, 641-1010. I love it. All right, here's a text from the text line designed by Lifetime
Okay.
Enclosures that we'll discuss after the break. I'd trade BTJ and the 32nd pick next year. Get where he's going with that. That means the Jags win the Super
Right.
Bowl.
Yeah.
Yep.
For
Love
Jalen
it.
Carter, no doubt we need dogs on the D-line way more than we have a need at receiver where we are pretty deep. So again, we will chat about that on the
Okay.
other side. You're listening to a Helmets and Heels Big Chief Tire Monday, 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
When you wish upon a star, sometimes dreams come true. 1010XL.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe, and I want to talk to you about not being afraid of the crosses of life. Life can be difficult. Maybe today you're carrying a cross of worry or stress. Let me encourage you to remember that when Christ got on the big cross at Golgotha, he destroyed all the little crosses that we face in our life. He set us free from fear, worry, and anxiety. Our job is not to be carried by the cross, but to be carried by our faith.
For more inspiration, log on to stjohnthedivine.com.
Helmets and Heels.
It's a Big Chief Tire Monday. The local Jacksonville shop for fair prices and service you can trust.
Ah, this feeling is brought to you by Aleve for back pain relief. What feeling is that, you ask? Well, it's the feeling you feel when you have relief from back pain. That move how you want to, not how you have to feeling. That keep going through your day without slowing you down feeling. The kind that brings you back to yourself all day long without interruption. Oh, yeah. Because Aleve offers long-lasting pain relief. Feel up to 12 hours of back pain relief with 1 dose. Feel Aleve. Use as directed for minor aches and pains.
Longer days, warmer nights, and a backyard that brings everyone together. Spring and summer in Florida means pool days, backyard barbecues, and night swims under the stars. Pick it here. For nearly 50 years, Surfside Pools have been creating the backdrops for life's best memories. From weekly service and repairs to remodels, commercial maintenance, and new pool construction, Surfside does it all. Ready to float happy? SurfsidePools.net or call 904-246-2666. Surfside Pools. Summer starts here. License number CPC 044080.
He tackles talk radio like a middle linebacker in the gap.
I tell it like I see it, and I see it like a middle linebacker.
Tommy Mack. Fridays on Jaguars Today. Unsealed by Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors on 1010XL.
Hey, it's Travis from Cannons of Jacks. When you need a trailer hitch, gooseneck, or RV towing options, call us at Cannons. We've been doing it for 55 years, and customer service is our #1 priority. Visit cannonsofjacks.com.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
This is Victor Patel, CEO of North Florida Medical Center. Have you been in an auto accident? Are you feeling pain or stiffness? Our board-certified team has over 15 years experience helping patients recover through chiropractic care, physical therapy, pain management, primary care, and neurology. Even minor injuries can cause long-term problems if left untreated. Schedule your free consultation today at nfmcjacks.com. North Florida Medical Center, bringing the care back to healthcare.
Hey, I know how awful it is to get injured out there, but never due to someone else's negligence like many of you. Tommy Mack here. If this speaks to you directly, you got to check out Morgan & Morgan, the largest personal injury law firm in the nation. 1,000 lawyers, 100 offices, and over $30 billion recovered for all their clients. And guess what? They don't get a single dime unless you do. Wow, a proven track record with backup. That's hard to find these days, but not with Morgan & Morgan. For the people, that's right. Get injured due to someone's neglect. Get paid. Pound Law on your cell or check them out at forthepeople.com.
Zero Res wants to help you clean your home. Hicken here, big summer savings. Take 25% off all services except air duct cleaning. $5.99 per system for air duct cleaning. Visit ZeroResJacksonville.com and ask for the 1010XL special. Prosser here. The world's biggest soccer tournament has arrived, and you can trade the entire tourney on Kalshi. On Kalshi, you can trade every match from the opening stage all the way to the final. If you want to pick Brazil to win it all, Brazil is trading around 7% to win. That means a $100 trade pays out around $1,300 if they win soccer's biggest prize. On Kalshi, you're trading against peers in a live market, meaning there's no house, and as the probability changes, you can buy in and out of your positions. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code 1010XL to get $10 when you trade 10. Kalshi. Kalshi. Trade the beautiful game. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, see Kalshi.com/regulatory.
I'm Jared Justice with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. The Jaguars have announced their joint practices for training camp August 13th at New Orleans, August 19th with Carolina, August 25th with Tampa Bay. Three-star safety Jeremy Foreman has committed to FSU. He is the 11th player to commit in this recruiting class. And remember to keep it locked on 1010XL for all your World Cup updates throughout the day. It's 93 degrees at 3 o'clock, time and temperature, brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Thank you to Text Line, the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. They said the original baseball game start time, so first pitch was supposed to be 8 p.m., but it was moved up to 3 p.m. due to expected rain. So I was right at the time when I said 8 p.m., but it did change. So I feel so much better. Again, thank you, Text Line. You guys
they always have our back.
They do, and they have all the answers, that's for sure. All right, so like I said, there was a text about trading Brian Thomas Jr. for Jalen Carter, also the first pick in next year's first pick in next year's draft, which this person says would be the 32nd pick, which we know that means the Jaguars, win the Super Bowl. We need dogs on the defensive line way more than we have a need at wide receiver, where we are pretty deep. What say you, Tom McManus?
Well, how much of a dog is he? I mean, he is a big son of a gun. There's no doubt about that. I think when he wants to play, he can be pretty. He can be pretty dominant. I would be a little concerned about giving him a bunch of money with off the field issues.
Like Dexter Lawrence, you would have preferred.
Oh, I'd take him over. Yeah, all day long. I mean, I'd take Jeffery Simmons all day long if we could. But so I would be a little concerned with that. And look, would he come in here and dominate? Like we need him to. If you're going to pay him that kind of money, which he's going to want, maybe not Jeffery Simmons money, but he's going to want more money. And are you willing to do that? You still got Parker, you still got Brent, you still got other guys you got to pay. Do you ride it out with Eric for one more year and maybe you draft somebody next year and go after somebody if, in fact, he doesn't perform at a high level.
And you were wondering last offseason, or during training camp, I suppose, if Eric Armstead would be on the team this past year.
Yeah. Well, you mean this year with the cut, right?
Well, even last year, I think you had some concerns about Eric's productivity because he was hurt.
Well,
too,
he
and
was
maybe
hurt.
the year
Yeah, him
before.
and Mason, they were
Yeah.
out the whole camp.
Right.
You know, you're like, what the heck are you doing? You're not even doing anything. But I don't know. Look, I think with Brian Thomas, I think he is him and Liam, I think he's turned back to where we're going to run this offense and have this deep threat. I don't know who do you replace Brian with? So we know who you replace Eric with, which is Jalen Carter. Yeah, okay. Younger, bigger. Well, not bigger, but a little bit bigger, maybe heavier, maybe a little bit more dominant when he wants. Look, I don't watch Philadelphia and go, wow, Jalen Carter's just dominating this game.
Jordan Davis dominates.
Davis dominates the game.
Yeah, another Bulldog.
They have a whole
Yeah.
defensive.
They have a whole, right.
Dominating
So
players.
does that automatically, take Jeffery Simmons. If he came here, what you'd be like, yeah, he's going to dominate. He's unbelievable.
Yeah. He would be
Jalen
the best
Carter,
player
maybe
on
he
this
will.
defense.
Maybe he won't.
Jeffery Simmons would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, right away.
For sure. I
That's
don't
what
think Jalen Carter would. Do you?
I don't
Would
think
Jalen Carter be the best player on defense?
I think he would be very close to.
Well, he better
I
be
feel
if they're
like it
gonna
would be
pay
Josh
for him.
Hines Allen and him
Or Trayvon.
and Trayvon.
Yeah.
Those three you
and then
would say
Travis
are
Hunter, maybe.
yeah.
It's a maybe
Oh,
for
I mean,
them.
that's a TBD for sure,
Yeah.
and that's what I think that.
And Foye, by the way, is over here like, hey,
And,
guys,
yeah.
I never get mentioned, but I'm one of the best
Foye
players on this
definitely
defense.
is. I do think when you just come to what the impact a player can make directly, I think Jalen Carter could change things drastically. And to play devil's advocate a little bit, because I'm not in the camp of let's send Brian Thomas Jr. away. I feel like it comes up because it's worth conversation at times, because it is a player that people value. That's a young player, and you feel like that's an even trade. And a lot of these trades that we talk about, that's the one player that you kind of look at Jacksonville that you're not getting thrown into some crazy contract or any of these other kind of questions of what they could be. You know what type of player you've seen it in glimpses, and you feel like some teams probably have this mindset of we could develop this into something like one of the best wide receivers, and you're still in that rookie contract. So I think that's why he gets thrown into a lot of these trade scenarios. But I do think that if you are talking about this, if you think that Trevor Lawrence has taken that step up that we saw in those last 5 or 6 games, I think you can then make the argument of, do you need all of these weapons for him to be good, or do you think he'll be able to run this offense with still a lot of really good weapons, by the way? You still have Jacoby Myers, and you still have Parker Washington, and you still have Brenton Strange, and then now you added 2 more tight ends. You're hoping you're improving your run game because they said that was the stink, and they feel like between offensive line play and adding Chris Rodriguez that will help. So I feel like if you're comparing it to Seattle, which we do because they just won the Super Bowl and their defense is what carried a lot of the things through.
Yeah.
You have Jackson Smith and Jigba, and then it's like Cooper Kupp, who's good now, but not even great anymore. And Torrey Horton was their next guy. AJ Barnard and Jake Bobo are their receivers. So it's not like they're talking about you have 6 receivers or
We
pass
wanted Jake
catchers.
Bobo, never forget.
Jake Bobo.
By the way, Argentina final against Austria.
Yeah.
Messi scored a second goal.
Wow.
So 5 for the tournament.
It's just
at this point
insane
in time. But
in
yeah,
this
Argentina wins 2-0.
I mean, look, last year they scored a lot of points, and Brian Thomas.
wasn't. He had
well,
2
he was out there though.
He had 2 touchdowns, so it's like you
No, I know.
had 700 yards. But I feel like some people could say you can replace that, and if you can have a defense where teams aren't scoring over 20 on you, and you feel like Trevor with Parker, Jacoby, Brenton, Borkacher, Koziel, and the run game can score points still, then is it worth it to have this game changer on the defensive side of the ball that helps you get these pass rushers like Seattle did, and that's what they invested in?
If you can replace the deep speed, because even without the production, when he's out there, he still strikes that I can't get beat deep by him. I mean, so you still got to account for him, dropping over the middle, whatever. And then once Jacoby got here, I think he started playing better. The question is, and I don't know this answer, is Jacoby and Parker as effective underneath without a deep threat down the field?
Yeah. And
I
that's
don't know
what you
the
have to figure out some way to get people deep. You can't just have the.
Of course, they'll do deep crosses.
Yeah.
But I mean, a true that
threat.
safety's like, I got to be careful. This guy, if he gets behind me, I could be in big trouble.
And are they excited about Ruka Rororo, right? When you trade Mason Smith for a Rororo, you, I would imagine, think that he also can bring you some production. And so maybe the playing time goes down a little bit for Eric Armstead. And so they don't feel maybe like they need to make make that type of a splash move for someone like Jalen Carter. I feel like we won't know until, well, obviously we won't know until the trade deadline if they're going to do anything like they did last year. But we won't know just how this defensive line can kind of all come together. I still wonder with the playing time and things like that. Like, is it still going to be Devon Hamilton and Eric Armstead starting every single game? You say yes.
I think so.
Towards the end of last season, Matt Dickerson ended up starting.
He played a lot.
Yeah, and obviously, again, there's injuries and things like that. But that's what I'm excited to see what Coach Campanile can do now with additional pieces to this defensive line.
Yeah, I don't know if they feel like Rowe is somebody that's going to make a huge difference as much as it was like Mason Smith is not working at all. So let's try and give both these guys fresh starts because they felt the same way about Rowe in Atlanta. So it's kind of like, okay, well, let's just give both these guys some fresh starts that maybe are on defense that fit them a little bit better. But I don't know if they're technically thinking that's the answer because the value you're sending Mason Smith. And it's not like you valued him so high that you felt like you had to make some big splash move. You shipped away a player that you weren't even starting last year.
I feel like, to me, Rowe and Regis are both like when you get a pounding back and then you have a change of pace back, because with Devon's more of a strong, gonna push you, he's not gonna wow you with shake and get your hands down and dip underneath you and get in the backfield. It's more like I'm gonna
big
push
strong
you back.
guy,
Right. Eric's got a little bit of that, but it would be like kind of a change of pace. So if these guys can rush, and keep in mind, when you're in nickel, there is no nose for the most part. You might shade over a guard, but the center's pretty exposed most of the time in nickel. So it doesn't matter if your nose, you know what I mean? Because you won't have as many double teams in that regard. But if they got the juice to make those moves, then it does matter, right? Then it will make an impact because you get a heavy punch or boom, 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 then a quick guy, and you're like, whoa, where'd that speed come from? I wasn't ready for that. I'm used to playing against this monster of a human being, and he does things a certain way, and I'm ready for it. And then you offset me with this quicker, little smaller guy, still big enough, but quicker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And look, that's on paper.
Yeah.
Because the Rowe didn't do anything his first year. And like zero. Not zero, but he played in 8 games. He didn't have much production. Last year, he had 3.5 sacks and played in every game. So, step up. Great. Can he do it with the Jags? Remains to be seen. But if they can, then it's like, now you got something to play with.
And like you said, on paper, right? Like that's where a lot of this comes down to. The Jaguars last season played a lot of offensive lines that on paper are not very good, right? Like statistically, they were some of the worst offensive lines, like the Bengals, right? Like the Titans, like the Texans. Yeah. And yet the Jaguars still didn't get the type of sack numbers that we would have expected against those types of offensive lines. So again,
and to your point, you've said many times you were playing with a lead a lot of times too, which is when you would expect some of those moments to come.
Yeah,
third down sacks.
Third down, pin your ears back. Yeah. And I don't have a stat in front of me of how many third down sacks the Jaguars got last year in comparison, but it sure didn't feel like it. Yeah, certainly in critical moments. All right, so y'all can obviously weigh in on the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures, 904-641-1010. This player said Rook is going to dominate. That's why they drafted a player like Regis. They must be clearly really high on Rook. So we shall see.
You can't say he's going to dominate. Give me a break. Like, why? Because someone said that? Have you ever watched him? I went back. Well, you didn't really watch him. Give me maybe. I hope so. It'd be great if they hit on this young man, and he.
I thought his defense was good last year too. They hit on like every draft piece you could possibly pick last year.
Hey, I love it. I love the excitement, the enthusiasm when we are in June heading into July.
They're all going to dominate.
We also
pros across the board.
know when the rookies will report to training camp. That's exciting stuff. They'll report July 25th. Veterans will report July 28th. The joint practices we also know August 13th in New Orleans, August 19th here against the Panthers, and then August 25th and 26th against the Bucks. Now that of course has a little intrigue because Bucks fans feel like the Jaguars stole Liam Cohen from right out from under them.
It's up here in Jacksonville, I think, isn't it? The Bucks.
Yeah. Yes, that's here. Yeah.
Tampa won't travel.
No, but we'll see. I'm sure we'll see a lot of stuff on social. For that.
For sure. It'll be fun. I think that's the way the league's going. Let's practice hard. Look, the money's so great. You can't get hurt.
Right.
You just can't get hurt. Now, you use preseason games for your backups, your special teams. You figure out who's going to make the team, the bubble guys. Yeah, you got to have those games for that, but your starters.
You can have conversations with the coaches, not preseason games, but in joint practices. This is what we want to allow. This is what we don't want to allow, right?
Yeah, you can control it a little more.
Yeah, right, in order to prevent
and
injury.
get a lot of good work done. That's the whole idea. Because it is, look, it's not game. There'll be moments of game speed because there'll be a little fisticuff. There'll be a little extra something. And then next thing you know, somebody's going to get all fired up. And then it'll be like that for a few plays. Collectively, it's better than practicing against your own, no doubt.
Especially because the fights have already started.
It's still not a game.
Yeah, usually, for sure. There's so much going on in the sports world. Trae Young just signed a 4-year deal worth $212 million to play for the Washington Wizards. That's impressive stuff. Yeah, we'll get to that. But also, I want to get to the World Cup when we return. You're listening to Helmets and Heels on a Big Chiefs Tire Monday, 1010XL 92.5 FM.
This World Cup soccer update is laced up by Valvoline Instant Oil Changes and Houston's Meats.
Westwood One Sports presents this World Soccer Update sponsored by Prevagen. Final seconds in Group J, and Argentina is closing out a 2-0 lead over Austria, courtesy of 2 historic goals by Lionel Messi in Dallas. Messi overcame an early penalty miss to score in the 38th minute, and again, late in stoppage time, his 17th and 18th career World Cup goals, moving him past German legend Miroslav Klose for the most all-time in the Men's World Cup. Coming up at 5 p.m. Eastern, Group I action starts back up in Philadelphia. France facing Iraq. French superstar Kylian Mbappe looking to stay hot. He had 2 goals in the opening win against Senegal. He is only 3, now 4 back of Messi in his World Cup career with 14. France has the ability to punch its ticket to the knockout round with a win over Iraq. I'm Lucas Panzica, Westwood One Sports.
Need parts fast? Need them now? O'Reilly is fast. Just one part that makes O'Reilly Auto Parts stand apart. Right now at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts, you can get 1 free set of brake pads when you buy 2 qualifying brake rotors. Ask the professional parts people about additional brake pad and rotor upgrade options available at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Your summer food game is only as strong as what you're working with. This July 4th at Lowe's, get up to 45% off select major appliances and save up to an additional 25% off when you bundle select major appliances. Plus, save $50 on a select Pit Boss DX Smart Electric Smoker, now $249. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 6/24 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. See Lowe's.com for more details.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at over $5,000 per ounce, and silver is over $100 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold and silver for cash and get top dollar, or trade it in for a new piece and get even more at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
It's a Big Chief Tire Monday on Helmets and Heels.
I'm with Sullivan from Cycles of Jacksonville. And Sullivan, you love the beach and you love to ride. So tell everybody what Honda's got cooking right now.
Yes, definitely. Here at Cycles of Jacksonville, we have a full line: Hondas, Vespas, Triumphs, everything you can think of just to ride to the beach. It's going to be the best summer ever when you hop on that ride this year.
So if you head to the showroom first, you're going to see all sorts of examples of what they can enjoy.
Exactly. Come see us at the showroom, Atlantic Boulevard. We're ready to see you there.
You can log on, check out their Facebook page or cyclesofjacksonville.com.
He builds quarterbacks from the ground up. Denny Thompson breaks it all down like only a real QB coach can. The quarterback whisperer on the drill.
Accelerated by
George Moore Chevrolet.
and Encore Research Group.
Get smarter every Friday on 1010XL.
Frank Frangie here. Truck buyers, listen up. Right now at Nimnick Chevrolet, you get 0% financing for 60 months on a new Chevy Silverado, 0% for 5 years. Rates haven't been this low in years. Plus, Nimnick Chevrolet's got the largest selection of Silverado trucks in Northeast Florida and Southeast Georgia. Here's what's better. You know they're going to treat you right. I've been buying trucks there forever. I trust Nimnick. It's a great experience for me. It will be for you, too. The best rate, the best prices, the best service. Where? Well, that's easy. Nobody but Nimnick. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Do you want to grow your career with a company that's committed to growing with you? Florida Home AC has aggressive plans to double their workforce, and they're looking for determined, resourceful people with initiative. Just log on to FloridaHomeAC.com/careers to find out more.
Spring means wings. That's right. The Spring Wing Fest is happening right now at Bono's Barbecue. Frank Frangie here. Bono's wings are the best around, and now they've got 2 new flavors, garlic, parm, and lemon pepper. Head to Bono's today and get 6 wings and a side for $10.99 or a 10-wing basket for just $15.99. But hurry, the deal ends June 30th. To find the Bono's near you, head to bonosbarbq.com. That's bonosbarbq.com. And remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
Hi, I'm Linda from Newburyport. I lost 20 pounds on Awaken 180. In my family, there's a history of type 2 diabetes. I've always carried more weight than I should. And my glucose levels had always been hovering at that pre-diabetic. My goal was to see if I can avoid becoming a diabetic after having been on the Awaken 180 program and getting the 20 pounds off. I am no longer pre-diabetic. And I am on a low dose high blood pressure medication. And in my last 2 physicals, my doctor has been sort of like, we may need to either cut back or we might even be able to at some point take me off. Awaken 180 is just one of those tools in my health toolkit. It's really easy.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. That's what this is really about. The numbers your doctor reads, not just the one on the scale. Linda changed hers with Awaken 180, medication free, and so did I. Yours could be next. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Hi, this is Randy Goodwin with PRI Productions. We're proud to partner with Dreams Come True, a Jacksonville nonprofit that grants the dreams of children that are facing life-threatening illnesses. Join us for Dream Day on Saturday, June 27th from 8:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. at PRI Productions, located at 1819 Kings Avenue in San Marco. Come cheer on 35 incredible children and help make their day unforgettable. It's all free. You just need to be there Saturday, June 27th, Dream Day. Hope to see you there.
Got a dent or a scratch that needs fixing? San Jose Collision in Mandarin offers expert auto body repair and works with all insurance. Family owned and locally trusted. San Jose Collision in Mandarin.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
I wish country music still got played on country radio. And I wish even cars had trumpets and every road was
Riley Green, ladies and gentlemen, Riley Green. That's all I have to say. He's just fantastic.
I do like this song.
And speaking of country music, Taylor let me know over the weekend Ella Langley is coming to Jacksonville, Florida, ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena. The guy opening for her is Cameron Marlowe, who Brian and I saw at a small place downtown, I want to say like last summer, and he's fantastic.
Yeah. Cool. Not
so
Dylan.
Not Dylan Marlowe. That's a different country singer. They are not related. I also love Dylan Marlowe.
Yeah.
But yeah, Cameron Marlowe's the opening act, and the concert will be the weekend before
September
the
19th.
Jags. Yeah, Jags Broncos.
Harley told me
game.
this morning.
That is correct. Yeah, September 19th, Jags Broncos play the next day.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
All right.
So it's a Saturday
Busy weekend
football
downtown.
season. Which,
Oh, yeah.
but that game's in Denver.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Right.
So if we go to Denver, we will miss the concert. If we don't go to Denver, we will not
Go
miss
to
the
LA.
concert. So we'll see what happens. All right, so time now for Lauren's Lane.
Now, Lauren's Lane. Opened up by Closets by Design. Imagine your home totally organized.
They converge on it very quickly. Balogun has a step on Shirkani. Balogun to the byline. Balogun into the middle. Dead! It's the United States once again on the board early. Ricardo Pepi was in. Was it perhaps last off the defender? Who cares? It's 1-0 U.S. Robinson fizzing it back. Serginho Dest blocked. Still in. Might be two. Is two. Or maybe not. The flag comes up for offside.
I think he's going to be onside here, the trail leg of the player at the top.
It is
and as
being
he heads
checked.
that in.
After factual review, the goal scorer was not in offside position.
And the building shakes in Seattle.
Oh, it would have been
Love it.
so
So
fun
cool.
to be at Lumen Field.
Yeah.
for that game. But yeah, so the United States, Germany, and Mexico have all clinched for the round of 32. That's exciting stuff, obviously, around here. And we had an absolute blast at Mr. Chubby's on Friday. You had to head out for the second half and go help
Double D.
Donovan Darius.
Donovan Darius had a great camp for young kids. The Sharks were out. The Sharks are 9-2.
I think they lost.
Did they lose last night or Sunday?
9-3,
Okay,
yeah.
they're 9-3. But yeah, a bunch of Sharks were out there. Jason Gibson, the head coach. Double D, Mike Hollis, myself, Jimmy Smith came out and helped the kids out, bunch of families and whatnot. And yeah, it was great. Double D runs a phenomenal camp. He's got a gift that I don't think I have that. It's just how he can get these kids, motivated to do different. Now, granted, they're learning, football skills from professional guys, so that's exciting.
Cool moment for them.
Yeah, of course. But he gets it makes it fun while they work. He gets them to clap. Do these double clap, and then if you're not fast enough, it's like that's not fast enough. 10 push-ups, and they all jump down, and then they get back up, and they, it's just like, all right, go to your positions, and it's just great. It was really
great. I want to come next time.
and the proceeds went, and Fourth and Gold. You may have heard of them.
Absolutely.
They were helping a young family out. So it was great to see them. Their young son, Dominic, I believe, had passed, and they were just there raising money for him.
I'm sorry for that.
Yeah, just great thing to do. And yeah, it was fun. The rain held off, drizzled a little bit, and we had a blast. We had a blast. We all so all the coaches, I was a coach, we all helped at different stations.
Okay.
And then the kids, there's 8 different groups that would come in, and they were getting after it, man. They were really, even the little ones, they were. And then they got to catch passes, and then they got to play a game. When they went to the games, I stuck out because I had to get back to the fam, with Father's Day weekend. I had all 5 all weekend. It was great.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
was there a
good time.
kicking station since Hollis
No kickers.
was there?
No, I don't think any kickers. No. Yeah, I don't know why. Me and Mike was my demonstrator. I'm like, Mike, I can't move anymore, but you can. And he was out there doing backpedaling and shuffling, and we had the box drill. Remember, we did the box drill outside. Yeah.
You demonstrated it for us. You couldn't for the kids.
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't into it, I guess. Couldn't get the body to move.
All good.
Yeah.
This is pre-toe injury.
Yeah.
Pre-toe, yeah. I'll get
Last
that,
week, I thought I had a broken toe. Now you think you have a broken toe.
You know what? Because we were talking about getting caught in the jam, the door jam, and my monkey toe grabbed it.
Monkey toe.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
It's painful.
It is painful.
I know that for sure.
And then I reached down right away because I was like, ow, that hurt. And then I grabbed it, and I swear it went tink, tink, tink in my fingers. I was like, okay, that's a little weird because I thought maybe I dislocated, but I don't think I dislocated. I don't know what I did, but I got Scotch tape on it now, and it's going to heal just fine.
Well, maybe you put it back in place.
Yeah.
The
maybe
tink,
I did.
tink, tink
Yeah,
was
I hope so.
getting it back.
Yeah, that would be a good thing. They
Just protect it. Don't let anybody step on your toe.
Oh.
The dog step on your toe because that did happen to me.
That could hurt.
All right, back to the World Cup we go.
Yeah.
So we are still waiting to find out after the United States plays Turkey this Thursday night. The next game, like I said, will be next Wednesday, July 1st at 8 p.m. We don't know who we're playing yet at this point in time.
Okay.
It most likely will be the winner of Bosnia and Herzegovina, that's one country, versus Qatar. But if they draw, then that's when it could go a lot of different
by points
ways.
and crazy stuff.
Yeah, so
and...
it's going to be a third place team. So that because the United States has won those 2, so most likely Bosnia and Herzegovina, like I said, or Qatar, the winner of that game. But it also could be Ecuador, could be the Netherlands, could be Senegal, could be Jordan. So Netherlands knocked the United States out last World Cup.
Yeah.
So I don't really want to play the Netherlands at this point in time. But yeah, that game will be at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, California. And it will be a lot of fun. I liked the news today not news, sorry, but we saw earlier that Argentina won 2-0. That's not really news. And then 5 p.m. today, France, Iraq in Philadelphia. 8 p.m., Norway, Senegal in New Jersey. 11 p.m., Jordan, Algeria, and Santa Clara, California. And then yesterday, Japan beat Tunisia 4-0. That's why Tunisia's out. That was in Guadalupe, Mexico. Spain beat Saudi Arabia 4-0 in Atlanta. Belgium, Iran was 0-0 in Los Angeles. So for people who hate soccer, I'm sure that's one of those things that they would point to. Uruguay, Cape Verde, like we talked about, was a 2-2 draw in Miami.
Scored
and
late to tie it up.
That's right. And Egypt beat New Zealand 3-1 in Vancouver. And the reason that's cool, Mohamed Salah scored the go-ahead goal. That was Egypt's first ever World Cup win.
Wow.
So, yeah, good stuff there. And the news that I was referring to, but not World Cup news, Linda Cohn announced she will retire from ESPN.
Really?
Yeah, she's been a fixture from ESPN for a long time.
Yeah. Wow, no kidding. She's been there for like 30 years.
She's been there, yeah,
right?
probably at least.
Her and
30,
Anna,
yeah.
Anna Storm, like them two together.
Yeah, they've done a great job. I think we had in the early years of Helmets and Heels, I want to say Linda joined us at some point in time.
Okay.
We've had a lot of the different broadcasters join
She's
us.
one of the early women in sports broadcasting, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. You remember Phyllis George? Remember
Yes,
her at
of
all
course.
from NFL
Yeah.
Today? She was beautiful. She's
Yep.
really good too.
Did she pass away a few years ago?
I don't know, but I remember Irv Cross. Remember those guys were great on CBS. I think it was Inside the NFL, maybe it was called, but she was one of those trailblazers.
Yeah, she passed away in 2020.
Did she
March of
really?
2020.
Oh.
I remember reading more about her whenever that would have happened.
Yep.
All right, and then Taylor, I wanted to get your thoughts on Brady Tkachuk traded to the Panthers yesterday, so he gets to join his brother Matthew. The Panthers went from 11-1 to 7-1 to win the Stanley Cup, which was tied for second with the Colorado Avalanche and the Carolina Hurricanes, who just won.
Yeah, it's the moment I saw it, because I saw it from like the Bleacher Report Ice page at first, which is not one of the big names, but they report stuff pretty quickly, and I was like, holy crap, if this is true, this is going to be insane. Number one, getting brothers back together is a big storyline, because the way we saw in the USA game how well they play together and the comfortability they have. So that adds a whole level of comfort when it comes to that. But he just helps that offense so much. And the Panthers obviously this year had a little bit of a down year, mainly because of injuries. They were battling a lot of injuries, especially in the second half of the season. So they didn't have the season that they wanted. And so it almost feels like, I was trying to think of in terms of like the NFL, and it almost was like if you were to give Patrick Mahomes, Justin Jefferson, like that's what it feels like you're doing. And you're adding just a scorer, somebody who's going to change that offense, but he's also just like chippy and picks on people and gets under their skin, and that people hate the Tkachuks. Like the only time I cheer for them when it is USA hockey. Outside of that, I don't like either of the Tkachuks, especially Brady though. But they're just that type of player that if they're on your team, you absolutely love them and you rally around them, because they will fight and they'll get in people's heads and he'll score a ton of goals, and it's just kind of like the perfect recipe for what the Panthers are. They've embraced that. And when they got Brad Marchand, they fully leaned into like, we want to be the bullies and we want people not to really like us. And they're continuing to lean on. They made a trade earlier in the day that ended up getting them that second first-round pick. So within like hours of making one trade to get a first rounder and a second rounder, they trade away that their first to go get Brady, which I feel like some people are saying it was a little bit of an overpay for Brady Tkachuk, but I feel like I think it instantly impacts your team. Now they've got to figure out goalie there. That's one of their biggest questions, because Bobrovsky's his contract's coming up, and so they've got to figure that out. It doesn't seem like they're going to keep him because they don't want to pay him what he feels like he should be deserved to pay, which obviously he's one of the better, didn't have the best season this year, but one of the better goaltenders in the league. So that's going to be interesting what they do with goalie. But outside of that, I mean, they're going to be almost impossible to stop if they stay healthy next year.
Be so cool to play with your brother.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The
Especially that
Wydell
sport.
brothers did it. How about Dave and Doug? They started next to each other for 3 years for Denver.
Yeah.
How cool is
That
that?
is.
I mean, and I wonder how many times either one of those guys could be like, "What'd you say to my brother? What'd you say about my brother?"
Oh, that is going to happen
They love
a ton
fighting.
in this
They're
game.
they're fun to watch.
And so we were texting about this and thinking of Wyndham Clark and the things that were being said on the golf course yesterday at Shinnecock Hills, and his dad's lurking somewhere around there, right?
Yeah,
'Cause he's
yeah.
waiting
Like
to surprise
hearing
him.
people saying
But
things.
hearing people tell his son like, "Don't choke," and cheering against him basically when the ball did get in the fescue and he missed a shot, right? Like fans were openly cheering. And so I was wondering, like, was his dad just out there like, "I'll fight you"?
That's
But
what it's funny.
You're
'cause
outnumbered, though. That's the
that's
problem.
very true.
And it's funny because I have to separate. It's hard for me to separate it because I watch all of these sports where, like in hockey, they're at the glass yelling at each other, and the hockey players will yell back, and the parents and fans will get into it with each other, and that's just part of it. And like if a player got upset because someone yelled something mean at him, everyone would make fun of that player for the rest of his life. And so it's hard for me not to separate that when it comes to golf sometimes, where I'm like, it's different and etiquette and da-da-da. But sometimes I'm like, tough it up. Like, you're okay. Someone's saying something mean to you, you'll be all right. But it is, I think that there's plenty of families in the crowds at these hockey games, and they're saying some vulgar things to these players, and they have signs where they'll write it on the sign and show the player, especially if you're in the penalty box. So it's a whole different world when you're playing hockey. It's
in New York, they're New Yorkers. You know,
Yeah, they'll always
they're
be New
like,
Yorkers. That's one
you
thing.
know, Boston. They call Boston people a certain. Some
That
of
they
them
do.
Yeah.
have an attitude. You know, whatever. We still love them, but they're just a tough crowd. I told you this before. 98 divisional playoff round. We're going to play the Jets, and my mom, she's like, "Hey, me and Aunt Rose are thinking of going to the game." I'm like, "You're not." It was up at the Jets. I'm like, "You're not going to the game week. Why not?" I'm like, "Ma, they will." She's like, "I'm an old lady. Nobody's gonna say anything." I'm like, "You're not
Yes,
gonna
they
wear my
will.
jersey." She's like, "Yeah, I am." I'm like, No,
Joni. No.
I will be thinking about you the whole game. I can't. Do we have bodyguards with you? Can we?
Well, that's where
Yeah.
families are a lot of times in suites, right? Because they want to make
couldn't
sure
afford a
that
suite
some
on
sort
my
of-
salary
Well, yeah.
back then, but especially in New York. But yeah, part of it is as long as it's not too far.
Yeah.
It does bother me when they, get in the hole. I mean, every swing, you're like, would you shut up
Or
for a
mashed
minute?
potatoes.
Yeah,
it's
mashed
just,
potatoes
come
is
on,
a big
give me
one.
A break.
Yeah,
but,
that part is a little silly, but
Yeah.
whatever. As long as you're not being rude, I guess.
Insulting.
So just think about that. All that nonsense going on, and he's crumbling a little bit, but yet he finds a way to turn it around
Amazing.
and win the U.S. Open. I mean, if you can't think that's pretty damn cool, then you got a problem.
And
I mean,
again,
come on.
with the world #1 lurking, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yes,
Scottie Scheffler
right
wasn't playing
there
great,
with
but
you.
Yeah.
they were obvious. The crowd was obviously for him, and
Totally.
I just thought it was really interesting because we've seen the Americans chant USA when international players, right, are
Yeah.
at the top of the leaderboard. And it's like, this is an American. That's
Yeah.
why I guess I was just surprised. But
Yeah.
to pay as much as you do to go to a golf tournament like that, a major like that, and then to get kicked off the course, like you're an idiot.
Yeah.
You are.
I mean, anybody, they do that at
Totally.
football games, and I'm like, you're dumb for getting
So
kicked out.
dumb.
Yeah.
But they
Right.
just obviously
Why
don't
would you
care.
throw? Yeah. What's the problem?
Because they get
Yeah.
attention, and that's part of
Yeah.
it too. They're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I got kicked out
saw
for
where,
getting in
Like
wind
streakers,
Clark's
I get,
head."
but yeah.
I saw where Rory made fun of somebody after they started giving him
Rory
grief.
loves to go back and forth.
I
with
think
the-
people
I
should
love
be
that.
able to.
Yeah.
I think you
They
should
can.
do
You
a
can
little
say stuff back.
PCA to some of those people. You know what I mean? Tell them that.
Suck my-
Sure. Final note, Michigan coach Dusty May is finalizing a deal to take the Dallas Mavericks coaching job. Michigan is already working on hiring an interim coach, but
Okay.
the national champions obviously
Lose
are
their
not
coach.
going to have their coach. Don't
And
have
there's
their-
a
That's what
5-day
happens.
portal that's opening for the players right now.
Well, I think it'll be
Oh, really?
in 5 days. It'll open for 15 days.
Oh, okay.
Right, I think
Trent,
is
I
what
thought
it
he
is.
said 5-day portal, but maybe in 5
Okay.
I
days.
want to
Okay.
say it's
For
5
basketball?
days. For 15. Yeah.
Okay.
Once the coach leaves at this point in
They
time.
give him another chance,
gotcha.
which they're
to
probably
bail if
going to
you
be
want.
several that end up jumping ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would
well.
expect that. All right, we've got the golden moment. So yeah, it will be in 5 days. They've got 15 days, which
okay.
is good. I feel like 5 days is
I'd
a
be like,
short
figure it
time.
out quickly.
Exactly. All right, the golden moment awaits. Keep it right here on a Big Chief Tire Monday, 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Fridays on 1010XL are evolving.
Introducing The Lead with Hayes Carline and Brian O'Halloran.
4 to 6 Friday afternoons on 1010XL.
Coogan's Hickin here, and it's June. Yeah, summertime. Not only are the kids out of school, but it also is Men's Health Awareness Month. Did you know the largest organ on your body is your skin? That's right. And with this summertime sunshine state heat, gotta protect that skin, folks. It's more important than you think. I've been seeing my doctor at Beaches Dermatology for years, and my skin thanks me for it. It doesn't take long, but it's a must. Book your appointment today, like right now, online at beachesdermatology.com.
It's a Big Chief Tire Monday. The local Jacksonville shop for fair prices and service you can trust.
Tired of changing out bad sod year after year? Get it done right with Roundtree Sod. Big or small, they have it, and always supplied farm fresh. For a lush, legendary green lawn, call 7414-SOD for a free estimate. 7414-SOD.
I'm Frank Franzi, and I can tell you, in this financial climate, or really any, it's never been more important to make your money work for you, which is why I'll recommend Mike McGuire and the wealth management team at South State Bank. Financial planning is based on trust, because it's so important. You can trust the South State team. They offer the best combination of sophisticated wealth management strategies with a truly personal approach. That will help you meet your financial goals. Stop by your local South State branch and ask them to connect you with Mike McGuire and the wealth management team. You'll be glad you did. South State Bank, member FDIC.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party.
Hey man, what's Hard Rock Bet giving you players?
If you win your first $5 bet, you get $150 in bonus bets.
$750? ¿Cuánto?
Oh, was that Ronaldinho? Sounds like his first bet scored.
Hard Rock Bet Sportsbook. Roll with us. New customers bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets if you win. Payable in bonus bets, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
Hey, Hey guys, Hicken here. The 4th of July just around the corner. I don't know about you. I don't want my family and friends running around on filthy carpet. Guess what? Flash sale time, baby. Call and book Zero Res this week. You'll get 3 rooms of carpet clean for only $135, and you get a hallway for free. Flash sale, that's right. Get 3 rooms for $135 plus a free hallway. So this week only, visit ZeroResJacksonville.com. Tell them 1010XL sent you for the flash sale.
Zero Res. Attention men and women. If you'd like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick, beautiful hair.
Hurry and receive a free hair and scalp examination and get 2 weeks of laser treatments for free. Call IHRS at 904-777-4477. Hairforme.com.
Northeast Florida's highest-rated residential home electrical contractor is American Electrical, providing unsurpassed quality in Duval, St. Johns, Clay, and Nassau counties. No matter your electrical problem or project, large or small, American Electrical will get it done at a price that's right. High-quality electrician, that's who they are. Trust a company that's been on the First Coast for decades, proudly serving the community while being a big part of the community. Call American Electrical for all your electric needs at 737-7770. Wired right at a fair price.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. Now's the perfect time to order logo coffee mugs, or maybe a logoed stick brand tumbler. They're seriously ice cold and look great with your company logo. Hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
Keeping kids active is a full-time job for parents. Look no further, though, than I-9 Sports, covering Duval, St. Johns, and Clay to get your youngster in the game. Summer and fall registration open right now for flag football, soccer, t-ball, and basketball, plus girls volleyball at UNF and Bishop Snyder. Fields and gyms all over the First Coast, including Fort Family Field. And the best thing is, I-9 Sports offers sports year-round, so kids can always find a sport to play. i9sports.com. Enter 1010 in the promo code for a discount.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
Once again, shout out to Wyndham Clark for winning the United States Open. Since the year 2000, these are the golfers that have gone wire to wire at the U.S. Open. Tiger Woods, 2000 and 2002. Rory McIlroy, 2011. Martin Keimer, 2014. And then, of course, Wyndham Clark this year.
Wow.
Wire to wire.
Awesome.
Yep. Had the lead all 4 rounds. All right. Thanks to Jamal St. Cyr for letting us know about something that BJ Green did over the weekend. He hosted a free screening of Toy Story 5 for kids with disabilities, chronic and terminal illnesses, and their families here in Jacksonville. He said, quote, "For me, this just feels like inviting a couple of friends to go see a movie."
Yeah.
Oh, I love
cool.
that.
I
Nice
really,
work.
really appreciated the work of BJ Green. And I don't think that he's even trying to get notoriety for
Attention
it.
for it,
He
yeah.
just wants those kids to have a good time. And then I love Ryan O'Halloran's Saturday
He probably
Notes.
also wants to see the new Toy Story like a lot of us.
Absolutely.
Grew up with that.
I saw a few different people go in the last few days and all had rave reviews about
About how good it was, yeah.
So
Okay,
I'm
cool.
interested.
Cool.
Ryan O'Halloran, Saturday Notes, of course, Ryan O'Halloran of the Times-Union and also the lead on Fridays. So he talked to Ross Matisick, who, of course, got the extension recently, the long snapper for the Jaguars. And he had this note that Ross went golfing on the day he signed his extension before knowing that he would sign. He golfed with Cam Little, Walker Little, and Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, nice. Who
So
won, I
we know
wonder?
that's what I want to know. I think we know Cam Little is probably the best golfer of the group.
Yeah.
But I have heard that Walker Little is also really good.
Yeah.
And so I don't know where Ross and Trevor fit in
Yeah.
as far as that's concerned.
Yeah, Cam said that Walker's probably the best out of the 4. I think he said in an interview.
okay.
Yeah. Might just be a natural golfer.
Yeah.
Or he's spending too much time out on the
Golfing.
golf course. I
Well,
don't
that's where
know.
kickers, it's okay. Like we
Kickers
excuse
have
them.
time. Kickers
Yeah,
have time.
Tons of time.
Sure.
Yeah.
He also, Ryan
That's
O'Halloran
what got
noted,
Hugh Freeze fired. So maybe some other things.
valid. Maybe some other things. He is he's tied for the longest tenured Jaguar, tied for third for the longest tenured Jaguar, Ross is, with Devon Hamilton.
Okay.
The other two, Logan Cook has been on the team the longest, and then Josh Hines Allen.
Okay.
But
Cool.
isn't that crazy
Yeah.
that like it doesn't feel like it's been that long since Josh has been here? And he already had his one son when he got drafted.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then since then, obviously, has had 2 more kids, a boy and a girl. But it doesn't feel like he's been here the longest to me.
We've watched him grow up.
We have.
That also shows
I feel like we have.
the
They're growing up right
turnover in
before
this
our
team
eyes.
too. Within like there's other teams that obviously have been more competitive for years that probably have several players that have been there probably 10 years, beyond that. But that's not technically a bad thing because you had a lot of bad rosters, so you had to find ways to improve them. And we saw that year one with this, how much turnover there was when this regime took over and saying goodbye to, the Ingrams and the Kirks and a lot of players that people had some attachments to. Now this last year with the Dewey, who a lot of people had attached. So it's that thing where you had a lot of work to do on a roster, and just 2 years you see the turnover, but let alone the last 5 or 6 years of having to figure that out. But it is cool to have those certain guys that are just here for a while and they become a part of Jacksonville.
Sorry, Jalen Ramsey should have still been on this team.
Yeah.
Right? Like he's still playing
Calais
in the NFL.
Campbell, I would have liked to be here. You didn't draft him here, but still have him through this period of time.
For sure.
It'd be almost a decade by this point if you did still have him.
Even like a Leonard Fournette.
Yeah, I remember they didn't want to pay him that $15 million. That's what the whole deal was with Calais. You're like, what? Why?
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't you? He makes your defense so much
I'll
better.
pay them that now.
Yeah, no kidding. And then see you later. He goes and still does it at a high level. Like,
we could go through the drafts of prior to 2018 and look at all the players that the Jaguars should have drafted that should still be on this team at this point in time. Obviously, they would have made a lot of money. And then, Taylor, you have a crazy baseball stat when it comes to Jacob Mizorowski.
Yeah, I just quote tweeted it and I said, this is stupid, to be honest. But so 101 plus mile per hour pitches by MLB starters this year. So there's a combination of 7 guys.
Careful with that second name.
Yeah. 15. So 7 guys have 15 combined.
Combined.
Yes.
Of 101 miles
of 101
per hour
miles plus per hour. So yeah, we're not gonna.
Cam Schlittler.
Cam Schlittler has 5 of them. Bubba Chandler has 4. Jared Jones has 2. Shohei Ohtani has 1. Uri Perez has 1. Jose Soriano has 1. Grant Taylor has 1. Jacob Mizorowski has 332.
That's insane.
Like that doesn't even look like a real stat, but
really
it is.
Doesn't.
I saw another thing because they keep making. There's this one chart that they started like a month into baseball where it was like the 50 fastest pitchers this season, and Mizorowski had 49 of 50 of them. Then they've expanded it to like the 100 fastest pitches, and he had like 97 of 100 of them.
Yeah.
Then it went to like 200 pitches, and he has like 190 of 200 of them. He's absolutely insane. It's it's unreal what he's doing right now on the mound.
ERA and everything phenomenal.
Yeah, he's a great pitcher. I mean, it's hard to he pitches 100 almost every single pitch. It reminds me of a Chapman in the point of if they make contact, the ball goes, it launches because you're the speed of both the swing and the pitch, but it's hard. I mean, these guys are
how do you see 101 miles an hour? Like,
and I think he just hit 105 last week.
105.
Yeah, his ERA this season is 1.45.
Oh, yeah,
he's insane.
That's insane.
Yeah, plays for the Brewers.
And
their pitching staff. That's one thing they've done so well, and that's what's kept them winning these last several years. Is their pitching staffs have just been some of the best every single year, and it's young guys they bring up and they develop, and sometimes a couple trades, but for the most part, it's just guys that they get right. And that's huge in baseball. If you can hit on those guys and develop these pitchers and have guys like a Mizorowski who's able to do this, and pretty much every time he's on the mound,
that's the
and then
key.
you have opposite. Like you're also winning because they can hit the ball, and there's other they have other good pieces. There's others. I just saw Paul Skeens lost 7. He's lost 7 straight. They've lost 7 straight games with Skeens on the mound.
Really?
So you have the two sides where you have these 2 incredible pitchers, and it just shows how much the guys around you can. You need that too.
Skeens has been pitching as well.
He had a little bit. He started strong, then it fell off. Then I thought he was pitching well again, but maybe he's struggling again. It hasn't been the best year for him.
Yeah, but his ERA is still a 2.86, so certainly not bad.
It's still good, yeah.
But yeah, the supporting cast definitely helps. When we look at the Major League standings, Braves are 48-28, even though they're 3-7 in their last 10. The Brewers 46-29, 5-5 in their last 10. Dodgers 49-29, 6-4 in their last 10. Yankees, that obviously I'm giving you division leaders. Yankees 46-30, 6-4 in their last 10. Guardians 41-37, 4-6. And then Mariners 40 and 39, 4 and 6. The reason I wanted to go through their last 10 is because all of the leaders outside of the Dodgers have either been 500 or worse in their last 10.
Yeah.
So
That's
baseball
baseball.
is wide open.
Well, I heard Prosser crashing out this morning about, and I'm like,
That
your team
never
is
happens.
sick.
What are you
Yeah,
talking
I was like, you're like 6.5 up from the Phillies, who are second in the East,
But
and
it's
then
so
9
frustrating.
up. It is. It gets frustrating, especially when you lose some of the ways they have recently. But I heard him doing that, and I had just seen a tweet earlier that I sent him because it said baseball fans watch 162 games per year and are just completely furious the entire time. And I sent it. He was like, "That's correct."
Yeah.
It's slim margins, that's for sure. All right, one segment to go here on the Frangie Show on the Big Chief Tire Monday. I don't know where. Maybe
Jeez, that was a blast.
that
from
was
the
a blast
past.
from the past. I
Yeah.
said the Frangie Show. The Frangie Show is coming up next, is what I meant to say.
That's
But
right.
you are listening to Helmets and Heels on a Big Chief Tire Monday, 10 to next on 92.5 FM.
Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care, the locally owned smile restoration experts.
Hey friends, Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Have you ever stored a gallon of leftover paint, opened the can years later, and it's rusty, crusty, and unusable? Next time, secure the lid tightly to ensure no leaks and store the can upside down. Oxygen can't get to it, therefore no rust and no crust. If you'd like more tips or have a question about a project, we'd love to help. Go to performance-painting.com. Performance Painting. Repair, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting! Big Chief Tire Monday on Helmets and Heels.
The Poker Atlas Tour is blazing its way through Best Bet St. Augustine, now through June 28th. Get in on the action with 7 poker events, highlighted by the $600 no-limit hold'em title event, boasting a $200,000 guaranteed prize pool. And dive into the action of Event 1 with an impressive $100,000 guarantee. Join us at Best Bet St. Augustine for the Poker Atlas Poker Tour. Head to bestbetjacks.com for details. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Hey guys, Taylor Dahl here of Helmets and Heels. Are you looking for a remix on the original Chick-fil-A sandwich? The Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich is back for a limited time only this summer. It's a flavorful spin on a familiar favorite, created with a Chick-fil-A chicken, drizzle of honey, pickled jalapenos, and a spread of savory pimento cheese. This sandwich combines your favorite flavors with a new twist. Available for a limited time only, so stop by and enjoy the Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich at Chick-fil-A today.
You've probably heard the saying, it's not how hard you get hit, it's whether or not you get back up. Well, I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and I have a saying of my own. If you get hit with a personal injury or wrongful death, hit back and fight to make them pay. At Hastings Injury Law, we have the experience you want if you or a loved one suffer a car or trucking accident or wrongful death. Just call 904-HIT-BACK and we'll help you get up and hit back. Office is Jacksonville.
When you're hungry, go big, and more importantly, go to Dailies, where they got anything and everything to tantalize your taste buds and fill you up. At Dailies, our barbecue beef brisket sandwich is slow smoked to perfection, tender, juicy, and full of bold flavor. It's the kind of sandwich that truly satisfies. Try the barbecue brisket sandwich at Dailies. Meanwhile, some favorites never go out of style. The Duval sub at Dailies is stacked, loaded, and made with the bold flavor you want in every bite. Fresh ingredients, big taste. It's a local favorite. Grab the Duval sub today at Dailies. Or maybe you just want a delicious chicken sandwich. Some choices just work. The chicken sandwich at Dailies is crispy on the outside, it's juicy on the inside, and it is full of flavor. Perfect for lunch, perfect for dinner, perfect anytime hunger hits. So grab the chicken sandwich today at Dailies. Dailies is made fresh, it's made local, and Dailies is built for big appetites. I'll see you there today.
Hurricane season is here. Is your home storm ready? Renewal by Andersen is offering storm season savings with buy one, get one 40% off windows and doors. Plus, 0 down, 0 payments, and 0% interest for 1 full year. In recent years, storms have caused tens of billions of dollars in damage across Florida. Prepare your home now with our Claim Impact Windows. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free design consultation. Restrictions apply. License number CGC 1527613.
Jacksonville, this is your club. Sporting Jacks is proudly representing the First Coast in the USL Championship, bringing professional soccer and unforgettable match day experience to Hodges Stadium. Feel the energy of professional soccer as Sporting Jacks continues to build something special on the First Coast. Join us as Sporting Jacks continues its historic inaugural season. Get tickets today at sportingjacks.com or call 904-863-KICK. Pro Soccer, Pro Jacks.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
RJ Saunders. I'm Lauren Brooks with you. I feel like we've spanned the sports world today. Tons of things that we wanted to get to. But RJ, I did want to get your thoughts on that Trae Young massive deal. Is he worth 4 years, $212 million?
I mean, if the Washington Wizards gave up what they gave up for him, I mean, of course he is. I mean, if he would have declined the option and would have gotten a king's ransom elsewhere, even with the Washington Wizards having the number 1 pick, I think they would have been able to pivot quite well because you have the number 1 overall pick. Maybe get somebody like Darren Peterson, AJ DeBanza seems to be not necessarily the consensus number 1 overall pick, at least. But most likely he'll be the number 1 overall pick. So you would have had, guys like him and Anthony Davis there for, if Anthony Davis wants to stay with the Washington Wizards. But, yeah, I mean, 53 AAV for Trae Young, who plays no defense. Rather wild, but I can understand why, you make the decision. You have your point guard, at least for the foreseeable future. A lot of young talent. We're going to have the number 1 pick coming in once his name's announced tomorrow. So you had to have a guy like Trae Young and pay him, I guess, that kind of money.
Silly money is what it seems like.
That's silly money to me.
All right, let's say hello to the Frangie Show.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Frank Frangie joins us. That must mean Hayes Carline is on vacation
He's
this week.
Gone.
He's gone.
That's slacker.
Did he go to Banff because
I don't. Did we
great
pass? Did we pass it away? No.
It looked beautiful.
Amazing.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
It is the most beautiful place I've ever seen. Now I've never seen the Swiss Alps or the French Riviera,
But you have been to Ireland.
I've been to Ireland, seen a lot of this country.
Yeah.
Seen. God, it's beautiful. I mean, the picture and Taylor, the pictures. Honest to God, don't do it.
No,
justice.
right? They never do.
They don't, Tom. But it was. We had a great time. It was
Good.
awesome.
I love Suzanne with her vodka and cranberry at 7 a.m. I was like, I knew I loved her.
5:13 a.m.
5:13. Hey, cranberry.
And she could. I mean,
Some vitamin C.
we got on the plane. That
She's
flight
like,
attendant, she couldn't have gone fast enough. I said, wait for her to ask. Okay. She couldn't stop drinking
Hey,
fast enough.
I know Suzanne is like me, a
Yeah,
nervous
she does not
flyer.
like flying, yeah,
I do
so.
not blame her
Right.
one bit.
But we had a great time as well.
I told you my parents are going in September, and
Yeah.
so I showed them some of the pictures, from,
Yeah.
and I was like, I don't want to spoil it for you,
Yeah.
but it looks unbelievable.
And I'm telling you, the pictures, I mean, I couldn't, listen, I'm old enough now that not much makes your jaw drop anymore. I couldn't believe what it looked like when you're there. Really.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
I love Frank. He's like, look at this river. Wait, I'm turning around. Look at this
That's
ghost.
exactly what I did. The big old goat. I'm taking a picture of the river, and there's the goat. The goats are behind me. And by the way, they are. I thought they were. I said they're mountain goats. The locals told me no, they are bighorn sheep. Okay.
Bighorn sheep.
So
yeah.
who knew? I mean, and they're far away as you and I are.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
They just walk right
they
up
got
to
big
you.
horns.
Did you see any bears or anything that would scare you?
We saw a lot of no bears, saw a lot of elk.
Okay.
They walk
These
this right.
massive,
they walk
aren't they?
gigantic.
I know.
They
And
walk
you've
right across
seen
the
elk
street.
before in Montana,
I
right?
have.
Okay.
And I've seen bison, but we did not see a bear. There's
Okay.
and I'm okay with that. Okay.
I want to see the one.
So we didn't see the bear, but it was just a great trip. It was a good weather was great. It's a great part of the world, and it's kind of cool. Obviously it's touristy. We went to Canmore. I don't. Your parents going there too?
I don't think so. They're going to Glacier and then Banff.
Banff is wonderful, but touristy.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's and then Canmore is. If you've been to Colorado, Canmore is the Breckenridge to Banff's Vale.
Okay.
You know, Vale's gigantic, and Breckenridge is a little smaller, a little more homier. That's how it became. But it was a great time. So we had one.
Awesome.
Nice. Did you watch any sports while you were gone?
Yeah, well, I watched my favorite sport, soccer. I watched. I did. What we did, so we went back to Calgary to fly out. So we went early, and I watched the soccer, the game against Australia, and I was the only person watching it. The day before, Canada played, and the whole freaking country watched it. Okay, we went to a bar. It's amazing. It's amazing.
They're tired of seeing us win, honestly.
So the Canadian people, I'm going to talk about this today. You guys know way better than I do. It's amazing, no matter where you are in the world, what a big deal the World Cup is.
Yeah.
I mean, it was. So, but I watched the U.S. Australia all by myself.
Oh,
I must have been the only American citizen in Canada
during the goals.
There was nobody to fist bump. I could have fist bumped myself.
Well, I mean,
but it's great to be back. I'm excited about that. All kind of stuff. I didn't get the Sorsby thing. We didn't get to. What a great U.S. Open yesterday. I don't know if you guys watched it or not.
Absolutely, every minute.
What a great boy. Has Sunday golf been great this year? I mean, the drama of Sunday golf, and so all that coming up, and some Jaguar talk. Whole lot. Hacker sitting in with me.
Okay.
Hacker officially will be tired of us after this week. he had to sit in with Hayes last week.
It's like enough vacation.
Yeah, he had to sit in with Hayes last week, and now it's even worse because he got to sit in with me. So
he loves it.
But Hacker will be joining. That comes up in just a bit.
Awesome. Sounds good. Thanks, Frank. I look forward to it for sure. All right, that'll do it for us today. For Taylor Dahl, Tom McManus, RJ Saunders, I'm Lauren Brooks. These heels are made for talking. We will talk to you tomorrow, but don't go anywhere. The Frangie Show is